Alright guys, let's get the show on the road. So, kicking it off, we're not actually... Oh, the resolution's a little messed up. So, gonna start off today's stream by saying that this isn't going to be a long stream. I'm not gonna be going, I'm gonna probably be streaming for like 1, maybe 2 hours. Yes, hello! Hey Seth, your first one here. Good timing. I didn't realize you were already on standby, but it's very good to see you. How's it going, Seth? Nice to see you. I'll catch up with you in a second, but I'm just gonna say this so that I can get this out of the way for anybody who's watching the VOD. So, it's gonna be a short stream today. It's only gonna be maybe like an hour or two. Well, sorry, 2 hours. Roughly 2 hours is kind of my guess, unless, you know, I get exhausted by the first hour. But, or something else happens. But yeah, so it's going to be a short 2 hour stream. This was about as much time as I could set up for today because I have plans later today. Always on standby, BB. Well, I appreciate that. It's really good to have you again after not seeing you for so long. But yeah, let's talk business here. So yeah, what are we going to be covering in today's 2 hour stream? So as we know, as a recap from the last stream, I'm going to go over my Barbarian one more time. Yeah, one of the big things that happened is that I successfully built the Enigma. Yeah, skill build, stat points are exactly the same as with all the other streams that I've done, really. Wealth-wise, my wealth has not really gone up or down. I deliberately chose not to play off-stream on my Barb because I wanted to stream the rest of the progress, or else I'd probably already be done by now, to tell you the truth. Because honestly, like, I've had, the time that I've spent off-stream that I had a chance to play D2R on, I spent all of it building up that Paladin. I'm going to show that in a bit. That's going to be the second thing I'm going to cover in today's stream. Otherwise, I want to actually gambling. No, I'm not doing any gambling today. I'm using actually my gold to actually fund my other character, as I will maybe show you in a little bit. So this is kind of where we're at, right? I've been thinking about it recently, and honestly, like, I took the time to build Enigma because that was my sole goal. I don't regret it, but I honestly realized that it would have been more beneficial if I were committing to, like, min-maxing Trav to get the dual griefs first with the Jaw Rune. You know, like, I got the Jaw Rune first of all. I should have used that for dual griefs, and I think that would have been significantly... Like, that would have actually boosted my run speed by quite a bit. I built this Enigma. I mean, the Enigma's great. I get to style on people with it. I mean, my guy looks like a badass. I'm able to say that I made Enigma first week, of course. I use those bragging rights. And I've even gone into these public bail games, and, you know, I wanted to talk about this a little later, but I've come to realize I'm really out of sync with the D2R community. I didn't really realize this, how really out of sync I was, but I'll talk about that after. Point is, I feel kind of like a 1%er, you know? I legit... Lame! What are you talking about, lame? Yo, like, I feel like a true 1%er, you know? Like, I actually managed to build Enigma pretty quickly. Like, yeah, there are other people who built it quicker than me because they either had extremely good luck, or maybe they used D2JSP, or maybe they, you know, do whatever, right? But or maybe they, like, pulled in to get the things that they needed. But all things considered, I feel like, as compared to the majority of other people, I'm looking pretty rich with just this alone. Anyway, just to kind of recap the rest of my gear, I'm still rocking dual Oath in Ev Balrog blades, G-Face socketed with an Ort. At some point I want to replace that with a Cham, Angelic Amulet, and 2 rings, Wilhelm's Pride laying of hands, and Gore Riders. Inventory is all war price skillers, some with extra stats and some without. 1317 Barb Torch, 1889 Nihilus, 20 life, 11 light res, small charm, light res, cold res, cold res, cold res, to really round out my resistances for Trav, so that they're as even as possible. Now, blah, 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 blah. What else can I say? I've had a chance to really kind of, like, think about my... No, gambling equals lame. Hey, I'm sorry, if I show you my... Oh, one other thing. I actually took part in a declone walk. Yeah, they did a declone spawn last night. I wasn't able to stream it because I had to do something after, but, yeah, I was able to sit in a game and then kill it and then go kill Koz, and then I logged off after that. So yeah, excellent. Yeah, I know that the no gambling part is lame, but I want to show you my build. I've been really working on it. I'm super stoked to run it, and in fact, I'm kind of inspired. This might even be the build that I end up running next season on /Diablo, in fact. But I'll talk more about that after. That's basically everything. Do I want to ID this on stream? Kind of tempted to ID this on stream. You know what? I'll actually ID this on stream. Well, do we really care for this though? Maybe I should just leave it as like a surprise for somebody else. Like maybe somebody else will care more for it. Anyway, whatever. I'm just gonna leave it there for now. So yeah, that's basically where my character's at. I don't really have much else to say about what my character is currently wearing. And obviously my merc is wearing the same. Oh yeah, one other thing. I've been saving this for today's stream. I can finally do this now. I have the Ethereal Reaper's Toll. The spy was looking for a Reaper's Toll of his own, and he asked me if I had the spare, and I realized that yeah, I do have the spare, but I wanted to take the time to oh, I've already used the socket quest. How do I say this? So I obviously you know, the one I found that's 15 it's 15 life leech 231 is better than the 13 life leech. So I give him the 13 life leech one, even though that one is socketed with a shale, because now I can just use this one, use this Reaper's Toll, and socket this, and then put it back on my merc, and he'll be a little bit stronger, which is super awesome. Again, never really expected to find two of these in the same season. Okay, I want to do this on stream because this is indeed a gear upgrade of some sort. Okay, cool. That's done and out of the way. I had to burn a socket quest for that, but that's totally worth it. Let me get this guy out here. Let me get a shale. I think I have a shale lying around, don't I? Or have I burned up all my shales? No, I do have tons of shales. Oh, that's exciting. Can't socket it, I guess. You can't socket it in the shared stash. Well, that's okay. That's okay. We'll get this guy out. So yeah, my merc. Okay, I'm actually really curious. Can I socket in my personal stash? Oh, I can. Okay, great. Yeah, so my merc looks the same as it did before, more or less, except with an upgrade to the Reaper's Toll now. Still using G-Bane. As G-Bane and Ev V-Gaze would obviously be upgrades, but yeah, this is a V-Gaze with 8 life leech, 16 damage reduction, and IS Jewel. And this one's just a Ral G-Bane. Again, this setup is specifically for handling Trav. So, some upgrades that I need to make. Obviously, Dual Griefs. Dual Griefs at a bare minimum is kind of what I want, and the more I'm looking at this build, the more I might actually declare this build finished once I reach Dual Grief. And once I declare it finished, for the Dual Griefs, I'm looking for Superior Phase Blades as well. So, here's the thing, though. I'm going to declare this build finished probably after I reach the Dual Griefs, because originally I was going to go for like a Rax, and I was going to go for like an FCR ring. There's actually a really sick FCR ring. I saw one, it was 10 FCR, 7 Life Leech, and 6 Mana Leech, I think, or it was 6-5, I can't remember. But it was a pretty solid ring, and I wanted that, but I was like, okay, if I grab that ring, my attack rating for Whirlwind goes way down. That's what I'm a little concerned about. With this setup right now, I have 12,000 attack rating, which is pretty decent. And then, of course, with the Griefs, it's going to be, I think, even higher, especially because I'm going to get more points in Dex. But point is, I feel like this setup isn't too bad either if I go Dual Griefs and I just leave the things the way they are. Because even though I lose out on one FCR breakpoint, I lose out on some plus to all skills, there are some advantages to having it set to just what I have right now. Namely, my attack rating is going to be decent enough that I'm not going to be struggling to go up against unique monsters. So I might actually keep my items the way they are now. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, and then of course, my spirits right now barely get me to 63 FCR, which is the breakpoint I need for this character. Your sword and shield are backwards. I did that on purpose. I just thought it'd look better that way for once. So anyway, yeah, no, this is kind of how I feel. Like, if I switch, if I battle orders myself, right? I have 756 mana, which sounds like a lot. But even if I go down to, like, let's say do a... Where the hell am I? even if I do something like one Neelathak, okay, Neelathak is not a good example, but if I do like Chaos or some other location where I have to tell you a lot, like let's say WSK, I was running Bale runs with people, I did WSK. I can't get through all of WSK without running out of mana. And this is with dual spirits. If I run dual Hodos, I think it's going to be even worse. Okay, well this one's going to be an easy one, I think, but the more I see this, the more I'm alright, or I can just hit throwing destruction right away. The more I see this, the more I realize, like, yeah, there's some things about this build that make me a little iffy about switching over to Rack and dual Hodos. Like, I really don't know if I'll have enough mana, and especially even doing my single player testing. And also my single player testing, I used all max AR small charms as well, so that's where my attack rating came from, but I'm not willing to switch out my Warcry scores for max AR, because the whole point of this build is to max out item find. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff there. Yeah, well, not just item find, but also my battle orders, right? So anyway, so there's a few things there. Blah 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 blah. So that's kind of where I'm sitting on all of this. What else did I want to say here? Yeah, that basically sums up kind of where my build is sitting. I don't really know if there's much else I need to say about it. Oh, and your in-game volume is a lot louder than my mic. Seriously, I have my game volume set to. Okay, there we go. I had it set to 2, which is really. Yeah, like. Anyway, yeah, that's basically everything I want to say for this character. Probably the last thing I should mention is, at this point in my character's development, the last two things, well, the only other goal I have aside from finishing my gear is I'm probably just going to try to hammer trap to a run 2000. I'm basically doing as many runs as it takes to get me all of my gear complete. This is probably going to come out to be like 2,000 runs at least in total. And then of course, when I'm off stream, I'm probably going to start doing some leveling with my Barbarian, just like joining Bale games for fun, because I'm going to have my Dual Griefs and my Enigma, then I'm not only an asset to the people I'm playing with, but, you know, give me something to do while I just chill, right? You know, I'll just maybe be chilling, watching, or like just watching something in the background, whether it be YouTube or some show or whatever, and then, you know, I can actually just vibe in the evenings while I play some YouTube, and you know, just kind of like zone out, have some fun with my character that I worked really hard to make. And I mean, yeah, just running with other people. My Barb, I kind of want to get him to like level 90 something. He's already like level 90, going on 91. I wasn't expecting him to make it this far, but I guess that'll happen when you run like a couple thousand, well, almost 2,000 Trav runs. Yeah, so at this point. Point is, at this point, I think I'm just gonna finish up this character for good. Once I finish up this character on stream, I'm gonna take that opportunity to just start running Bales with people. Especially players 8 Bales with Dual Griefs is gonna be significantly better than what I'm doing right now in public Bale games. Because public Bale games are like they're okay, honestly. Like they're okay right now, because even in the worst case scenario, if people don't do shit, I can. Yeah, even if they don't do shit, like my Barb is probably going to be able to take them on players 8. Like even now I could take, well, I mean, it's a little complicated. Players 8 with my Barb right now, in Throne is it's a little iffy. If I'm not careful, I could die. Yeah, like there's a lot of, like, I don't really dish out enough damage with Oaths. If I have Griefs, I think I could probably handle it by myself. But oh yeah, also I'm rocking Angelics, so I don't have nearly as much damage as I would have with High Lords. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know what else to say. Hopefully that didn't bore the shit out of you, like, that didn't bore you guys to death, but I really enjoy talking about my build and kind of where it sits. I feel like that's a good chunk of why I enjoy streaming this for you guys. Like, if I don't really tell you guys what my progress is, then there's really no point in me doing this. Well, I mean, not just streaming it for you guys, but streaming it for myself. Because now I have records of, like, if anyone ever asks me, hey, D2D2, where'd all your runes come from for Enigma? I can just be like, okay, well, it's in there in the VODs. I like hearing about your build. Well, I suppose you might. I don't know about other people. Some people are just here listening to me and my voice, which is totally fine too. But, you know, So that's like the main highlight. I really don't think there's anything else there. Again, goal for today is going to be to get low rune. I'm probably just going to spam trav runs. I kind of want to shop for the other... Here, there's one other thing I forgot to actually check. Right now I'm at Ohm, Vex, Gull, Mal, I want to turn the Gull into Istmal, then turn Ohm Vex into low. If I do that, I can build one of my grief, or that I'll have the runes for grief. Then I just need a superior phase blade. Let me take a look to see. Superior phase blade. Superior phase blade. Superior phase blade. Okay, cool. Superior phase blade 1486 sockets are large. Like shit. Okay, 5 sockets superior phase blade 9% ED. 7% ED. Like superior phase blade 11 ED. I obviously need one that's got decent. It's got to be 5 socket. Oh, wanting to sell 5 socket superior phase blade at jaw or equal. Yeah, okay. Well, good luck with that. That's not happening. I mean, like, I'm okay to get one that's not perfect. It just needs to be. Oh, well. Maybe I should have bought it much earlier because I feel like previously it was selling for a lot less. Now it's a lot more. Give me a moment. I'm still searching. What the hell? Wow, maybe there really aren't that many socket bases. Or maybe there's like tons of people making this build, so... Okay, well, anyway. Superior 5 socket phase blade. Wow, ain't that funny. Okay. Sorry, yeah. What's your res at? Hey, Cordy, what's up, man? What's your res at? I've got 2 griefs now, but no Enigma. Worried about losing 30 res from Lionheart when I get it? Oh, yeah, haha, my res, yes. My res with dual oaths is 62, 64, 52. I'm just gonna ignore poison res because, again, you don't really get poison from Trav. Unless you get hit by those tentacle thingies that emerge from the water, but let's not count that, I guess. So right now I'm 62, 64, 52, and this is mostly enough unless I come across, again, Conviction Council, right? Or if it's a particularly nasty set of modifiers like the trifecta of enchants. Yeah, and again, where does this res come from? I actually have Annihilus and the Hellfire Torch, and then my inventory, I've stacked a number of resistant small charms along with an Ort rune in my helmet. So that's where a lot of my res comes from. Yeah, I wish I could say I capped out my res, but I haven't. If I want to cap out my res, one way I could do it, again, I could go Rax, I could put on 2 FCR rings that have res on them, slap on dual Hodos, but the Hodos are just for teleporting. The FCR rings would actually be good. Like, I got a ring right here, like something like this. When I, oh, sorry, no, wait. Oh, you know what? Sorry, it's on my other character. Let me go fetch my other character, and, I mean, I need to talk about my FOH den anyway. You missed the walk today because of work. Still no Annie for me. Funny. If you want, I tell you what. This is one of the reasons I saved this bad boy. You want me to... Let's see. Do I need this for anybody else? I don't think so. Would you like me to pass you this one? Actually, wait. Let me check to see if this one's the better one or the worse one. I guess we get to ID this one today after all. I'm going to put it in the cube, though. I'm going to cook it over the fire, you know, as I usually do. Alright, here we go. I'm going to bake it. Alright. You want this one? I'm hardcore. Oh, you're hardcore. Okay, never mind. I guess I'm not going to bake this and then throw it in there. Yeah, ooh, damn. I dare not try to tell you what you should be doing for your character in hardcore. Like, that really is too hardcore for me. Okay, anyway. Well, that's too bad. That really is too bad. Okay, well... Yeah, so that's where my res are at. If you ask me, it might be more beneficial to get rid of Warcry skillers and just overstack res, if anything, maybe. If you're worried about res, right? Like, there's a lot of wiggle room, I feel like, that you could have. You could get rid of Gores for something with more res. You could get rid of like Warcry Skillers for more res. You could sub out one of the rings for res. You can, honestly, you could go Kira's instead of G-Face or Ariots. A lot of people go Ariots. That's kind of how they roll. Which, anyway, that's one way to do it. So many options. Yeah. Okay, great. So that's basically that. Next thing I want to kind of cover is the other character, because again, like, there is one other thing. All right, and this is for sure the last thing. I was saying earlier, I'm really out of touch with the D2R community. I realize, and it pains me to say this because I feel like normally when I'm not, well. In the past, I find that I typically am in tune with what the community wants, kind of how they feel, kind of where they sit. Playing D2R in my little bubble, running nonstop Barb, and then occasionally using public games to my advantage, and then running like P7 where I feel like, I realize that not everyone is in the same boat as myself. Not everyone has started off as a Barb and then nonstop grinded 1500 trav runs with find item at like 50% above just to get their Enigma, right? Like a lot of people are still at the point where they're still trying to gear up their characters, especially like some people are playing Sorks and they don't, they still have their, I dare say, starter equipment where they don't have Shaco, they don't have V Magi, they're rocking like maybe whatever they can get their hands on, like Smoke, right? And playing in public games, I've come to realize this, and it's sort of cool on one hand because then I have like some bragging rights. I will just be straight up honest about it. I got bragging rights that yeah, I got my week 1 Enigma, but again, I'm also kind of like there are like, even though I see all these streamers packing like Enigma, they're packing their GG gear. Even people from this chat, like I've seen their equipment and I'm like, yeah, you guys are pretty well off, right? Even without any additional outside assistance. There's lots of people who play and are just like, I don't usually like to use this term, but like filthy casuals. Ugh. Right? I say that jokingly, of course. Yeah, no, like people who play this game like maybe like 2-3 hours a day tops, and then they kind of like slowly build up their Sork, and they only really do like meth runs here and there, praying to get like 1 or 2 good items. Maybe they'll do like some 85 areas. I see people like spamming Arachnid Lair, like, and it's not just the people who are playing the game like casually, but even like streamers I see. I'm like, a lot of the streamers I see are like they don't even really have like all fully decked out characters, or here's my personal favorite. I stopped by, I think it was Debrunski's channel, or well, I mean, I stopped by a few channels. One of the channels I stopped by was Debrunski's, and he was like, I think a couple days ago, he was like, yep, this season so far, I've done 1,000 Pendle skin. Hey, here, let me actually just pull this up. Hey, Zoxtra, what's up, man? I sold all of my Light Sork gear, both the fully decked Hammerdid, yep. Yeah, I know, that's with Enigma too, right? Like, that's what I'm talking about. There's a lot of... Wait, you went Hammerdin? That's surprising. I'm actually a little surprised you went Hammerdin because I thought you were one of the people who usually like to do something a little out of the order, like, out of the meta, but anyway. That's cool, though. I mean, good on you. But that's what I'm talking about, right? Like, I'm exposed to people such as yourself who know the game well enough that it's like, or who have sunk enough hours or have gotten lucky enough, doesn't really, however you want to spin it, where it's like, okay, you're actually very well off, but there's also plenty of other people in the game who are, who only do like 1 or 2 runs per day, sorry, not 1 or 2 runs per day, like maybe like 20 to 30 runs a day, and then they'll maybe kind of like chill out for the night, which I realize, like, yeah, like, I'm not this usual case, and not everyone, like, I can't take my chat and the people that I talk with or encounter, or like slashers or JSPers, as the general audience for the game. Like, there's people who are like, all over the place, right? Like, they're still rocking Smoke, they're still building up their Sorks, they're still working on the second character. They might be running like They might be running, I don't know, still bosses at this point, rather than focusing on something like Pindle, where they can get higher end items, or like Arachnid Lair, or trying to get runes, or whatever, right? Like, um, and there are also people with very unusual playstyles. Like, I was actually watching a guy, no, not Cooley, Macro Big Boy or something like that. Yeah, he's like a dude with like a couple hundred viewers. I stopped by, and I saw that he was running Nightmare Cows. I'm like, Nightmare Cows? That's a really bizarre one. And I mean, it's occurred to me before that, you know, running like Nightmare is not the worst thing to do, right? Like, even when I made my video on like my Poison Necro, I think I didn't do one on the Poison Necro. In the past, when I played my Poison Necro, I would start off with Nightmare Cows, because as he mentioned himself in his video, he's like, okay, you can't get like super high-end items in Nightmare Cows, that's true, but you can get skillers, um, and a lot of other really good charms, and you can also get like P-gems, and it's interesting, because like that's definitely one way you can, like, you don't have to non-stop run bosses in hell difficulty. Like in Nightmare, if you get skillers, each skiller is like a Mal rune. Some of the small charms are like, you know, Amr Mal. I don't like, again, this is why I don't like farming that on Slash too. It's like I'd have to find somebody to specifically buy each of these charms for runes if I wanted to build up my character, but it's a very unusual playstyle, which I think has merit, and it's cool, and it works, and I don't get to really see that from my side and from people in this chat. So I haven't played Hammerton since Hammer's doing 50 physical 50 magic. Oh, yo, I remember those days. Yo, those days are so sick. Hey, what's up, Coaster? It's good to see you, man. How are you doing? Cordy was saying, did 981 Arcane Sank to get Enigma on my traps, and only done 500 so far for travel on my Barb for both Greaves. Wow, that is some pretty insane luck, I think. Yeah, like, I find that usually it's roughly 1 in 500 for a rune, and there's no guarantee there's even going to be, like, a good high rune, either. Sorry, I said 1 in 500 for a rune, I meant 1 in 500 for a high rune. 981 Arcane Sanctuary, was that this season alone? That's pretty wild if it is, but, I mean, I suppose it makes sense. Doing good, that sounds lucky, yeah. Excited for that purple box race. I'll talk about that, too, in a second, but I really wanted to get this off my chest, because, you know, I've had some time away from the game, in the last couple days, so because I've, you know, been doing my own stuff, and I haven't really been playing all that much. I mean, part of it is I've been busy, but also part of it is, you know, I played, like, what, how many hours was it? I played, like, 80 hours, okay, hold on, let me do the math here. 12 times 5, I think, so 60, I've played at least 80 hours of D2R-ish. In just the first 7 days alone, right, to build my Enigma. 80 hours to get my Barb running, to, like, do my shit, blah, 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 blah. Like, that was a lot of D2, so I kind of needed a moment to, like, step away from the game and have a chance to really just kind of relax, and, you know, not just step away from D2, but step away from streaming D2. And it was kind of nice, because I got a chance to, you know, appreciate the game in different ways. I got a chance to just, you know, sit back and kind of vibe with the game while I level my FOH, my max defense or high defense build. I'm going to show that in a bit. But even like today and yesterday, I was actually looking at D2R related content, and I want to show you guys some of what I'm talking about. So, if you guys don't know who this is Dobrunsky. For those who don't know who Dobrunsky is, he is one, well, I'm sure you guys all know who Dobrunsky is, but he is, for those who don't, for some reason, this is one of the most popular, probably second most popular D2 content creator, as far as I know. Second probably only to Llama, I think. Anyway, he hasn't actually made any, like, you know, normally he does like the human bot project. This is the only bot project video that I've found, and it was, he ran Pindle 1,000 times on ladder. This was on May the 7th. So it's kind of interesting to me that he's run Pindle, in quotes, only 1,000 times on ladder. Like even people who are like really hardcore, well, I don't like using that word for D2 because it's kind of confusing, but pretty like dedicated content creators, okay? Like dedicated content creators aren't even like at the point where they're putting out like, oh, I ran 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 Pendle runs or like any other types of runs. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is that other content creators have lives. Who would have known? And yeah, like me nonstop grinding with this Barb has been a lot of fun, but I realize that other content creators, other players are not like they're not as they're definitely not all in the same boat as I am, because like when I got my Enigma, I'm like, ah, yeah, there's gonna be tons of other people who are in the same boat, because I've talked to people from the stream on Twitch, etc., who use JSP, who traded for items, who got good luck, etc., and then I'm like, yeah, okay, well, this Enigma's not all that special. But when I go into a public bail game, there's actually a lot of people who need those levels, who barely contribute anything to the run because they just want to stay alive, and also some sorts who actually don't even really know how to like static field, right? Like there's so many varying like skill levels and amounts of, I guess, luck or dedication to the game, or some people are rocking like second characters, or this is their first character, yada yada yada. I guess I just don't have enough appreciation for all those things, because I don't ever really talk about this on stream, but I don't really talk, or I always focus on myself and what I'm doing, but I don't ever really take a look at what other people are doing, so that's kind of interesting for me. 1K Pindles is nothing. I did 6K in 6 days a few months ago. Oh, like, I'm not gonna say 1K Pindles is nothing, like, don't get me wrong, like 1K is still quite a bit. Like, and I'm in a very similar boat, Zoxjib. On /Diablo, I think I've shown you my post before. I did, I think it was 5,000 Pindles, right? Yeah, 5,000 Pindle skin runs. Where is it? /Diablo. I have a post on this. 25. Ah, no, sorry. I didn't do it in one post. It was 1,000. Yeah, here's the post. Let me actually show you guys. So, 1 Griffs and 6,000 Pindle runs is lucky. Oh, ain't that funny. Hey, Rawallet, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic day, and hope you enjoy today's stream here. Yeah, I'm just kind of going over my progress the last couple days and just talking about where my Barb is sitting. I spent more time actually talking about my Barb and just kind of my thoughts on the game than actually playing, which is, again, one reason why I've said before, like, I mean, I enjoy these chats, but don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, even, like, I have like, what, an hour and a half now left for farming, but even now I'm still going over like how my characters look and just some thoughts I've had on the game, which I think is more interesting to talk about if I'm going to stream, but also that means that I'm not going to be able to carry out 100 trap runs probably like I had originally intended. But anyway, yeah, on /Diablo I carried out 2,500 Pindle runs. This was a couple years back. Yeah, so I carried out 2,500 Pindle skin runs with 0 MF, and this was like in the span of like 2 or 3 days. Definitely not as hardcore as Zoxjib with his 6K in 6 days, but yeah, I mean, like, for me, there was a point in time where I did like a 12-hour stream and I actually pumped out about 1,000 runs of Pindle skins. So yeah, that's like the kind of thing that, you know, some of us can actually do over the span of 1 day, but maybe for Dabrunski it's a little different, or maybe, I don't know. It was just a thought I had, like even somebody as dedicated as Dabrunski won't do like 10,000 Pindle runs even 6 days in the ladder. That's kind of interesting for me, I guess. Although I guess maybe part of it is he has to gear up his FOHer first before he can start collecting data with like a consistent amount of MF. I don't know his situation, but you guys get the idea. But yeah, I mean, 1K was nothing in terms of loot. I didn't get shit until eventually I found Griffs. Yeah, no, I feel that. I did 5K runs, and I found, like, the best I found were 2 Tal's armors, which is good. But obviously, well, I mean, it's good and it isn't. On Slash, like, if you get Tal armor, like, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, it sells for, like, pretty high. It sells for, like, you know, Vex or Ohm or Low Rune, but come, like, day 6, day 7, it devalues quite a bit. By the time I found those Tal armors, I was already sitting on, it was already sitting at about Mal Rune, so, anyway. Okay, let me talk about the really fun part. I've waited out for this, and I want to show you guys this character, and I'm going to show it again when I work out a time to do this purple box race with Ko. And Ko, hopefully you're still around. I really want to show you guys this character. I put a lot of time into making this. You know, leveled this character up to 40. I used it as a bumper for Spy and for Ko. Up to about Nightmare, and then Ko got a different bumper, and somebody else got a different, well, Spy got a different person to bump him, or he leveled his own character, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't, again, what matters is we're here, we're level 85, okay? Last couple of days, well, last week I haven't been streaming, but I've taken whatever time I have, you know, before I go to sleep to maybe, like, get a few runs in, kind of just chill out, and not be disturbed, because I really wanted to work on finishing this character. I was like super stoked to make him, and anyway. I need to respec this character. Yeah, I probably need to respec this character in a little bit. Do I need to respec him now, actually? Oh yeah, this was the FCR ring I was talking about. I got way sidetracked earlier, but yeah, 10 FCR with like all res, but anyway. Yeah, I kind of want to respec them. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to respec. I got like 3 respecs available in total. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I got 3 respecs. I'm gonna respec, and then I'm gonna talk about what this character is exactly. Basic resist. Yeah, thanks, man. I'm gonna talk about kind of the premise of this character. It's 4 in the morning, I gotta sleep. Okay, well, perfect timing. Not much is happening today anyways. Zockship, it's a pleasure to have you as always. Hope you enjoyed hanging out. And hope to see you again soon, man. Hope you have a good rest. But keep in mind, the most impressive part of this character and the whole premise behind this character isn't my resistances. It's this defense right here. 28,000 defense, you guys. That is the real premise. 28,000 defense. This is why I made this character. The whole idea was to stack as much defense as possible while still being able to kill shit. That is the purpose of this character, based on, like, originally I was going to try to make like a generic FOH'er, okay, but now, I'm playing with Spy and Ko, and we came up with this really, well, myself and Spy, or Ko and Spy and I came up with this really cool idea. What if we just stack a shit ton of defense on a character, right, while still being able to kill shit? And that's kind of where this came from. I'm like, I'm already making an FOH'er. All I really need to do is, you know, tweak a few things, set Holy Bolt as my main source of damage, set Defiance, and then pop Holy Shield, and look at this. I'm stacking 28,000 defense, right? For Spy and myself, the goal was to hit 20,000, and I was able to trump that once I upgraded my G-Angel. I'm going to go over my gear in a second. Ko was able to hit about 10,000 on his character, and it's not quite finished yet. And then Spy himself was able to reach 36,000, I think, or was it 38,000? I don't know, but it was a lot of defense. So we managed to make it to 28,000 defense with these builds, or 20, however much thousand, right? Like, and I was like, honestly, this is a really good chance to throw on a bunch of equipment that you guys never really see on an FOH Paladin. This is gonna be my unique take on an FOH Pally. Yeah, I wanted to build an FOH Pally that was pretty, I don't want to say pretty much immune to everything, but I mean, I want it to be like really, really tanky, really durable. And 28,000 defense is a great start, but I thought I could take it one step further by putting on Storm Shield and String of Ears. That gives me 48% physical damage reduction, so that in the off chance that a monster bypasses my high defense, bypasses 75% chance to block, that they will still have to deal with my insane chance to, well, sorry, my insane damage reduction. And then, in terms of the other forms of resistance, like fire, cold, lightning, and poison, I'm at 90 or above on all, fire especially. I figured that Inferno Strides were easy enough to throw on. to get my build up to 95 fire. And then I considered even throwing on like T-Gods and like Venom Grip, and then maxing out resist cold so I could actually achieve 95 all. And I thought about it, I'm like, I feel like that's total overkill. So this is kind of what I settled for. My inventory has just enough charms that I'm able to reach 90 in all res. I'm rocking a Storm Shield. I'm rocking, 13 all res GC. Like, this is my inventory. I'm not running any skillers. I'm not running a torch. I'm not running an Annihilus. I could if I wanted to. I'm rich enough to go buy them, or I could just farm and go get them. That's not a problem. The point of this character I want to show is this is a really cool, fun character to play. I can farm a lot of different areas with it, and I'm rocking mostly junk, like the fucking Redeemer. Like, who uses this, right? A lot of people were going with Hobble. I like to call it Hobble. It's Hand of Blessed Light. Quite a mouthful. I prefer just saying Hobble. A lot of people run Hobble, but I totally forgot that the Redeemer existed. I was like doing some like searching on like unique weapons. I was trying to find Hobble, and then I stumbled upon the Redeemer. I'm like, oh yeah, Redeemer has Holy Bolt, and Redeemer is one of my favorite unique weapons because this was my first ever unique weapon for one of the first characters I ever created, which was a Zealer. The first ever character I created was a Sacrifice Pally, but eventually at some point I ended up making a Zealer and I used the Redeemer. So this is kind of a throwback for me. I'm like, I'm gonna use the Redeemer. This is a D2 El Clasico Redeemer setup, and then of course Guardian Angel. Okay, these are two of my favorite items in the game. I think Redeemer is actually my number one, followed by Guardian Angel, followed by Heaven's Light, something like that. Yeah, just because of how nostalgic these items are for me. I like to use these a lot whenever I was building my Paladins. Redeemer, G-Angel, and then of course Heaven's Light, but like the rest of my equipment, beautiful, just beautiful. Veil of Steel, Storm Shield, right? Now, keep in mind, this isn't like super budget. Like, Veil of Steel is obviously budget. G-Angel is kind of budget. Redeemer is budget as well. Seraph Sim's also pretty budget. I'd say like, I'll say that most of my equipment is semi-budget, okay? Like, it's not like, Nephilim for smoke, but it's also not like, oh, I need like an Mal, an Ist, or sorry, it's not like I need a Hyron. You don't even need like a Mal or an Ist for most of these items. These are like, Paul, maybe at the most. Like, I can't think of a single item that I have here that, unless I self-found it in the form of these FCR rings, unless I'm looking at these FCR rings, like all the stuff that I paid for, and a string of ears, all these three were self-found along with the Mage Fist. Everything else is like pull or like really, really cheap build, and I'm gonna show you guys what it's capable of. Hey Nego, what's up? How are you doing today? I'm doing great, thank you for asking. I'm kind of refreshed. I haven't streamed D2R in about a week. I'm kind of coming back here, hitting it hard. I've got an level 85 Paladin. Normally I stream the leveling process, but I just wanted a character where I can kind of sit back and chill. Besides, the whole point of this character was for me to kind of like show you guys, or was to do a purple box race, high rune race, I think would be the term that you guys are more familiar with Coaster. I don't know if he's still around, but Coaster, and also the Spy. And again, the premise of this character is to stack a ridiculously high amount of defense while still having the ability to kill. And is this character able to kill? I will show you guys right now. I'm going to show you guys what this build is capable of. Now, what I'm going to show you guys first is okay, good, you're still around. Okay, I'm going to show you guys some of the limitations first, okay? I'm not going to lie and say this is a build that's good for everywhere, okay? We don't do that. Check this out. So here's one area where, probably not the right place for it, right? Because why? Because this area, the monsters here are primarily animal type monsters, and my character is only able to hit undead and demons with Holy Bolt, which is where the majority of my damage will come from. Fist of Heavens, most people, okay, so my Fist of Heavens is maxed out in terms of base level, but unlike most other FOHers out there, most other FOHers are going to max out Fist of Heavens. They're going to get like Hand of Blessed Light. They're going to throw on Conviction Aura. For me, I want to have Defiance as my main aura when I'm, running out here. And I want I want Holy Bolt to be the main thing that's killing everybody, okay? Because this Holy Bolt, even with only like 10 to, well, almost 10 to all skills, or 10 to Holy Bolt, is dishing out about 4,000 damage per bolt. And unlike with other types of damage out there, magic damage tends to have, most monsters tend to have much lower resistance to magic damage, so easy, not bad, right? Well, that you guys haven't seen nothing yet. Okay, this is a starting point. Again, like this is just showing you guys the taste of what this build is capable of. Kind of running it for you guys in pits, so I can show you guys kind of how this build is turning out. Pog bolts. Yeah, I mean, again, this isn't gonna be your usual FOHer. I could have made it a usual FOHer, maxed out conviction, maxed out, you know, gone hobble, so I would get, you know, +6 to Fist of Heavens, I think, and +4 to Fist of Heavens and +6 to Holy Bolt, same as what I have here. No, the whole premise of this build is to run, like, to use Holy Bolt. Now look at this, right? Like, actually look at this. I'm showing you guys what this build is capable of in Players 1. If I showed you guys in Players 7, it'd take a bit longer, but still quite capable of handling itself. You'll notice that I spam Fist of Heavens, and the Holy Bolts themselves do more damage than the lightning, and that's intentional. That's actually intentional, because, or well, I mean, it's not intentional, but I try to use that to my advantage, because if the monster that I'm spamming Holy or Fist of Heavens on dies, then I have to switch to a different target. So rather than have to go through that mess, I hit the I hit one of the side monsters. And then the Holy Bolts go and kill everything else or surrounding it, right? So actually this kind of works out in my favor. And here's, look at this. These champion monsters, like, watch, 2 bolts, boom, dead, right? Like, not bad. It's honestly a really fun build. It's actually so fun. And the best part about all this is this character is very difficult to kill. It's actually very, very difficult to kill this character in certain areas. I don't recall the last time I died in pits unless I was really careless. Because for as long as I charge, and as long as I walk, these monsters can't kill me. Like, they can't even hit me. Like, what's their chance to hit? Oh, I didn't, like, look at that. Okay, there we go. Their chance to hit me is 10%, and I have 75% chance to block those hits, and I have 50% damage reduction. If all that else fails, I still have my Merc with Insight, and it's a Prayer Mercenary, so I naturally heal off of what he has. Oh, keep in mind, this is a shitty poleaxe. I need to upgrade that. But here's another thing, another really cool thing about this build, okay? This is really exciting. I'm glad I get a chance to show you guys this. I can pop Redemption if I need more mana, so let me show you guys what I mean, okay? Like, I've been popping potions, but I'm trying to get better at, like, knowing when to switch auras, okay? Then I just press Redemption, boom, back to full. And then I gotta switch back to Defiance, and then I can charge around. Oh, hey, look, it's a Mighted Pack. Oh, yep, here we go. This is a little scary. But as you guys see, 1, 2 bolts, and that's that. Now, the scary thing about that is it could be a problem if it were Player 7, okay? I've run this a few times in Player 7. I'm gonna show you guys a taste of what this build can do in Player 7 as well. But you guys get the idea. This is the build that I've kind of put together using their changes to Holy Bolt because it pierces through monsters, and it affects demons and undead now. So specific areas in the game where there's only undead and demon type monsters, I can clear it very, very easily. And there is one other thing I would like to say. Actually, there's a few things. I also have cleansing auras, so, you know, if I get amped, I'm just gonna sit a little bit, and it's gone. There you go, boom, easy. I don't even need to go back to Akara, right? Like, look how easy that was overall. Anyway, so the other thing I was gonna say is, yes, there's gonna be, okay, so that was pits. Pits is not a particularly dangerous place for me to farm. It's nice and easy mode, but let me show you guys now maybe something a wee bit more dangerous, okay? I should have actually used Vigor for this. I'm still getting used to the hotkeys. It's really, one of the big challenges about this build, and you guys know I like challenges on builds, is that there are a lot of hotkeys associated with playing the character, and I'm still trying to get the hang of it. Yeah, like look at this. Like actually look at this. So here it's a little bit tougher. Yeah. I mean, I also need my. I should probably get my Merc to get that insight to be something better because then he'll be stay alive longer. So that's the other issue too. My Merc will probably come very close to death here, or he'll die altogether because he doesn't have the right equipment right now. But you can see here, not bad, not bad. Still clearing everything. I switch over to Redemption, go for round 2. Yeah. Hit this, you know, clear everything out, and what is this? Okay, these Venom Lords are really tanky, and also single target. Yeah, I'm faster off just Holy Bolting, or also like narrow corridors like this. Yeah, situations like this, I should just be spamming Holy Bolt, as if it were Bone Spear, you know. And here's the other thing, or here's another thing too. Like I noticed a lot of these synergies, so I gotta say them all in no particular order. When my Merc has Insight and I'm spamming Holy Bolt, I actually regen mana quicker than I lose it. Yeah, but if I use Fist of Heavens, the mana cost is a lot higher, as you guys can see, 25 versus 4, right? Yeah. So some other things to note about this build, it's got, what's the FCR on it again? It's got 40 FCR because of Mage Fists. I'm using Mage Fists and 2 FCR rings. I used to use Spirit on this previously, but then I stopped using Spirit because... Yeah, so here you can see my Merc is much closer to death now. But I stopped using Spirit since, obviously, Redeemer gives me +6 to Holy Bolt, and there's even things like Hobble that, well, again, Hobble gives +6, there was one other one, Astrion's gives +4 to all combat skills, right? Like, there's definitely some good alternatives to all of this, and is my Merc gonna die here? Another thing to note about this build is Holy Bolt doesn't have... Holy Bolt has the... it has a healing property on it, but mine is really weak because I haven't maxed out Prayer. I haven't actually even gone over like my skills. Well, I kind of showed it very briefly, but I have maxed out Defiance because it's a synergy for Holy Shield, and it's like the main aura that I'm using to boost the shit out of my defense. Redemption, I got to point into that so that I can redeem bodies. Max out Holy Bolt and Fist of Heavens because Fist of Heavens is a synergy for Holy Bolt, and these are both also my main damaging tools, right? And I have Charge, and that's basically my build as it is, right? I got a little bit of everything, one bunch of 1-point wonders into auras, and yeah, everything else looking pretty decent. Now, you'll also notice, though, that this run, it's not, like, super fast. It's not like I'm blitzing through it like the Poison Necro. You guys remember the old Poison Necro. Poison Necro, this run would already be done. The point of this character, isn't to, like, freaking blitz through everything. It's just to have a really fun, bizarre budget character that is capable of farming. And this is kind of how the build... Oh, sorry, with high defense. And I'm able to achieve the high defense, so monsters are... It's very difficult for monsters to hit me. And I'm able to farm with it, and it's a load of fun to play. So that's basically it. The heal is an alright amount when you have a lot of cast speed on the Holy Bolt. That's true. That is also the other thing. Like, if I stacked more FCR, then yeah, it would be a much better heal if I put my Merc in a good position to be healed. But of course, I would need to make some sacrifices on my equipment. Like, I actually gave a lot of thought to my equipment. I could have, instead of using Storm Shield, the normal intuitive pick would be a Spirit Shield in like a Sacred Targe or a Vortex Shield, or I could have used even Hawes, although it doesn't have any FCR. But again, in the interest of making this into a budget character, I figure that on BNet, Hawes is a Vex rune. Like a non-Eth Hawes is a Vex. I have an Eth Hawes of my own, but, you know, I decided, you know what, rather than put a Zod into it, and then use that as the one high rune item, oh, my Merc died. Yeah, rather than use that as like the one high rune item for, like on my character, I was like, you know what, I want to actually see if I can take this challenge one step further and just not use, at least on this character, not use any high runes. Yeah, that was kind of my motivation here. Oh, look at that. Just 2 bodies redeemed gets me everything back to full. Yeah, so that was kind of the main premise here. It's weird when you're trying to walk and the path keeps casting because of the people. So that is, you're right. You're actually absolutely right. I'm glad you brought this up. That is one of the issues about targeting with this character. When I try to holy bolt something, and like, you know, if I don't have any mana, it'll make me walk towards them, and there's just a number of issues with the targeting. But otherwise, no, not bad. So I'm just gonna chill here. They're gonna mostly just be tickling me. They do some damage because I don't have any like fire absorb. I don't have like rising sun. Oh wow, they just got ruined. I mean, it's because Infector of Souls died, but as you guys can see, pretty straightforward run. And then I'm gonna actually quickly use cleansing to get rid of this thing off my head, and then I will duke it out with Big D, and you guys can kind of see what happens. Now, some potential adjustments I could make to this build. Yeah, some potential adjustments I could make to this build if I wanted. I could throw on Conviction. That's probably the big one. If I put on Conviction, then my Fist of Heavens, there's a big boost lightning damage there, and then especially if I'm trying to take down bosses, then it'll be a lot quicker. And let's see. Yeah, so I could obviously put a point into Conviction. So for FOH, and also, here's the other thing. My Redeemer here is... Oh, it's on my other character. Okay. My Redeemer here, the reason why I picked Redeemer over Hobble, or one of the reasons why, is because Redeemer is supposed to be a pretty decent budget Zealer weapon. I thought that it would be really, like, part of why I chose to get Redeemer, and I was actually disappointed to use it, is because if I throw on Redeemer, right? If I throw on Redeemer and then I have, like... Well, I thought that I could actually just use Redeemer as a melee weapon. Like, here, I'll show you why. Because right now, I think I showed you guys earlier, when I go Frigid, I can't holy bolt anything, as you guys can see. But what if I do this? What if I use Redeemer and I start Zealing, right? And, you know, I'm swinging at them and I'm like, this is no bueno. No, this is actually not that great. I don't know why my character gets locked in the Zeal animation like that. I guess I gotta actually... Yeah, I don't know. That was really weird. But yeah, as you guys can see, like... I can eventually kill the pack, but it's way too slow. I just don't have enough sources of enhanced damage. That's really what it boils down to, I think. That is a very slow Zeal. Yes, I'm glad that you can be honest about it, and I'm glad that you made the observation, because that's what I wanted to talk about. And this is why I think that this idea was a failure. I decided to do trial by fire, like, rather than, go the boring route and, like, try to test it in, like, Hero Editor and see. I took everything, like, I bought everything for this character that I didn't have, and I put it together to kind of see how it would play out, right? Rather, like, because I wanted to know. Part of the fun was the excitement of, like, oh, I'll buy it, and then I'll see it for myself if it was actually worth. And was it worth it? Probably not. At least not in this build's current state, okay? So, and that gets me to talk about the next thing here. So, where are we at here? Yes. So, as you guys can see, I've used up all of my skill points. I maxed out Holy Bolt, I maxed out Holy Shield, I maxed out Fist of Heavens, I maxed out my Defiance, right? And with my leftover points, I've dumped 1.1ers into pretty much everything else. Now, if I wanted to, I could take out a point into Resist Fire, and then dump it into... Oh, and then the points out of Holy Fire, because I have two... Well, actually, I don't actually have that many points to spare. Basically, rather than max out Defiance, I should get 1 point into Fanat, and 1 point into Conviction. Then, I'm going to do that right now, actually. I'm going to test it on stream, because I'm legit curious myself. But helping the economy, well, I guess you could say that. It was fun shopping for Redeemer, though, because Redeemers have variable rolls. They have variable rolls on Enhanced Damage, Damage Plus, Damage to Demons, Redemption, and Holy Bolt. So I needed to find one that had good Enhanced Damage. I need to find one that has good damage. I need one that had the +4 to Holy Bolt. I think that one was non-negotiable, because that was the main premise of this build. And Redemption and Damage to Demons I could really care less about. But anyway. Hey, Clowning. You're saying SP or online? This, my good sir, is... Well... you said you can't read. I don't know where it's written, but... AR max life charms is too painful. Yeah, well then don't use them then. I mean, in my case, all of these small charms are the assortment of small charms that I've collected in all my time playing my Whirlwind Barb, and just IDing random charms from Trav. And this is kind of what I've built. It says ladder reset. Oh, yeah. Well, okay, I could put ladder reset in the title and hypothetically just play single player, you know, on your title. Oh, hahaha. I guess I also can't read, or at least remember what I wrote on my title. But anyway, yeah, so this is my bizarro as build right here. Speaking of which, let's reset stat points finally. Now that I have pretty much everything for this character, I really don't know if I have anything else. If I really wanted, I guess one of the things I could do is socket my Veil of Steel with a Hell Rune, socket G Angel with a Hell Rune, so that, yeah, their strength requirements are lower, and then I wouldn't have dumped as many points into strength. But I actually want to test this for myself and see if this build has any merit, if I can get Fanat on it. So let's try that before I go to extreme measures. Okay, let's kick it off. So, yeah. Oh, alright. This is going to take a while, so you guys are going to bear with me. One of the things I kind of wish they had is a dump X number of stat points into this. That would be actually a really good QOL that I personally don't think most people would be complaining about. Oh, you know what? Take this off for a second. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Okay, so this is the right amount of strength to wear all my... Oh, you know what? But if I don't have this, then I need an additional 30 points. So just to be on the safe side here. Yes, okay, perfect. Put this on. And 242. Alright, great. And then, of course, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm glad they at least added this in. And max out Holy Bolt. Max out, or get 1 point into Zeal. Max out Holy Shield and Fist of Heavens, because those are obviously quite important. And then finally, this is where things get a little interesting. I have really shitty... What the hell? Oh, you know what? I know why. I need to... Wait, what? The hell? Why is my chance to block... Oh. That's because I don't have any decks. Alright, let's get some points on the decks then. Let me make sure that I have just enough decks to reach... just enough decks to reach 100 or 75% chance to block. There, good. And then the rest would go into Vitality, I believe. Before that, let's see here. I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, meditation. Yeah, I just put 1 point into everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the rest in Defiance. So, unfortunately what this means is I'm going to lose out on some defense, but that's actually okay. I mean, if I level this character enough through all the pit runs or chaos runs that I'll eventually inevitably end up doing, then I'm pretty set here. Boom, 25,000 defense. Okay, I mean, it's still not quite as high as before, but now I get to run Fanat and have some fun with that and see if that is any good. And then the rest of the points can go here into Vitality, and that puts me up to 822 health. Alright, good. Now, do I have a... There we go. Fanat, I think. There you go. Fanaticism. And then I need one for Conviction. Do I have anything left for Conviction? Conviction. Do I have one for F6? No, I don't. Oh man, I have like everything on this character. All right, guys, let's see what this. Oh yeah, I've already cleared this. Okay, let's give it another try here. It's funny, my Sork is supposed to be a tank, but she has so little health that she's really squishy. Yeah. Where did you put all of your? Oh yeah, probably Dex because you're running throw on your Sork. Okay, here we go. Yeah, let's see what we could do here. So on paper, the damage for this 135%. Okay, so ooh, I am not liking this, you guys. Maybe Conviction is the play, because then I'll actually be able to hit shit. It's all in strength. Oh, okay. All right. Hold on a second. How do I do this? So Zeal and Defiant? No, Fanat. There we go. I can actually hit shit a little bit better now, and when I hit something, it does a bit more damage. So more attack rating, more damage. However, if I put Conviction, let's see, defense minus 73%. So yeah, I have a response for these monsters now because of this, but it's a very shitty response, if I'm being honest. And I'm probably better off just going Fist of Heavens with Conviction, which I'm going to test in the next run. I guess long story short, Redeemer probably isn't the play, and I probably should just use Hobble. And I have like 30 mulls of the Ogre variety, so I'm not going to bother with that. Let's go next. Again, I'm going to throw on Conviction. I'm going to throw on Fist of Heavens, and we're going to see how this plays out. And this is the last thing I'm probably going to test, and I'm going to spend the rest of today's stream just doing my runs. Oh, hey, one other thing. Something I learned, I think, today, I think that if I'm attacking, my defense is lower. It might even be 0. But yeah, like right now I'm not getting hit, right? But if I start trying to Zeal, then they'll start being able to hit me. Maybe not. That was weird. It was before. Now it's not. Yeah, I have no idea why it's like that. Okay, never mind then. But anyway. Yeah. I don't know. So I don't really like this. I'm like experimenting with it. Like I don't know for sure yet. Kind of like I don't know everything with this character. I'm just listing down some of the things I've noticed, right? But yeah, from like this little test right here, though, especially burning a respec for it, I'm pretty convinced that this character is not. Salutations. This character is definitely not meant to be a Zealer. Haha. At least not with the Redeemer. Yeah, like no joke. I just don't have the right equipment for it. I'm not even using G-Face or like anything that gives me like Deadly Strike or Crushing Blow. I think that's part of the reason why this is so painful. Yeah. I got a good like damage to demons, but that doesn't really help me against these Slayers. Anyway, but yeah, like I don't need a response to demons here because I already get that from Holy Bolt and Fist of Heavens. What I needed from this testing was a response for animal type monsters, but I guess what this basically means is that if I come across animal-type monsters, I basically just need to avoid them. Because, like, look at this, right? Like, I straight up can't... Like, I can kill them. Give it enough time. Just throw on Fanat. Until we whittle them down. Another thing, too, is I have 250 strength almost. 250 strength is, like, 500% ED. In fact, yeah, even with 500% ED, it's like, yeah, my weapon just really isn't doing all that much. Or, like, trying to Zeal things just doesn't really do very much. If I had like better gear then maybe, or if I had like melee gear I should say, not even better gear, just melee gear, then yeah, this Zeal aspect could be pretty legit, but unfortunately it's just not gonna fly here. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I can slowly kill everything that's non-demon type if I zeal it enough, but yeah, that's not what I want to be able to do. And actually, in fact, I should have just opened up by doing this. I could, you know what? Honestly, that is not a bad idea. Hey, hold on, let me actually try this. 230 strength. Hot damn. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess my strength is higher, and I'm gonna go on a limb and guess that probably the spies is higher as well, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, so check this out, okay? I'm gonna actually skip all this, and I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. My holy bolt pierces, so I can actually just go and hit Shank like this. Boom! And then everything else in this area will die. Like, look at that. That's one way to deal with everything, even though I'm not a animal type monster, or they're all animal type monsters and I can't holy bolt them. But yeah, so we've learned a few things just from doing this demo. I've shown you guys pretty much the extent of my knowledge and kind of like the reasoning that went into building this character. But yeah, I also have shown a number of its weaknesses and just, well, yeah, its limitations. I basically can't kill Eldritch Pack, but it can run Pindle because it's all undead. It can run Chaos because they're demons and undead. I can run Pits very safely, in fact. Willstone Keep 2 is a crapshoot. I don't want to touch that place with a 10-foot pole. I could run Tower Cellar, although problem with Tower Cellar is like I could charge around to find it, but finding Tower Cellar is kind of a bitch to do. I can obviously run Shank by killing just Shank, and I could run Arcane if I wanted to, I think. Oh, well, I don't have the waypoint. I haven't actually tried Arcane. I can also even run Trav. I can run Trav, but my Merc will die. You should at least try Smite. You know what? Spoiler, well, I mean, I tried Smite. I mean, I'm glad you brought that up, Sensory. Much appreciated, because I'd actually forgotten to mention this. I did try Smite. And let me show you what happens here. Where's Smite? F2 for Smite? Yeah, let's do F2 for Smite. Yeah, so let me go... No, not Frigid. Well, yeah, Frigid's fine. Let me show you guys what happens with Smite, okay? Yeah, so you can kind of see it's not horrible. It's not great either. Yeah, I can slowly whittle them down. Again, it just boils down to me not having enough good gear, I guess. And this is like, keep in mind, this is like maxed out Holy Shield too, so... Yeah. So yeah, this is me trying Smite, okay? I am rocking Fanat Smite. It's just not... It's not great. Slowly chip away his health. At least, at the very least, with Smite, I always hit. So attack rating isn't actually a factor on this. So yeah, let's head back and let me show you guys now. Oh yeah, I can do Arcane. Let's do Trav. Right, this is where I was gonna go to. Oh yeah, also my Merc's running Shaft Stop because, again, that was like, I tried to put on a piece of equipment that I had just lying around. It's you know, not a G Bane, G Angel, whatever. I just wanted something I could use. Ooh, okay, well. I can't just sit there and, wait, is it because they were trifecta? Is that why? Let's see. Cold Enchanted, Stone Skin, Cursed. No. You know what? I think they just straight up were able to hit me, or maybe I was moving. I'm not sure, but you know, I still can't. Wait, oh, that was the trifecta, wasn't it? I died real fast. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Okay, let me just Fire Enchanted, Lightning Enchanted. Spread Smite around, stun one, then switch to another. I mean, okay, I could do that, or I could just focus down one target and see that his health bar is slowly chipping away. Slowly chipping away. They changed Smite knockback. It seems way worse than the original. I don't know. I don't think they did. But anyway, yeah. So that's kind of where my build sits with Trav. Here, let me run that back. Okay, let me try that again. I can certainly do it better than that, but I just wanted to kind of show what happens if I face tank it. But if I don't face tank it, if I try to play it a little bit smarter, then I'll show you guys kind of what I can do. All right, so. Yeah, Yeah, I don't have nearly as much damage as I want for dealing with these guys. And he's getting healed by the other council members. There you go, finally. Yeah, I can easily tank the Hydras, even without dwarves. If I had dwarves, this would be easier, but... Yeah, see, it's much better if I just, you know, sit back and I, like, pick these guys off one by one, but it's definitely no, like, I'm obviously going to be quicker about dealing with this with the Barb, and it's going to be more efficient, but, again, it's all just a matter of how much enjoyment I get out of the character, and, yeah, kind of what it is capable of, and that is scary. They are mighty. I might actually die here, to be honest. If they hit me even once, it's over. Chance that a council member will hit me, 16%. Yeah. Hey, GC. Okay, let's take that. I am over. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, great. And ID. Garbage. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at. The last test I want to show you guys with this character, okay, the last place, is going to be, this time, pits, but this time it's going to be players 8, okay? So I'll give you guys that in a second. I'm going to buy my Merc back, but again, Merc is expensive. He keeps dying. When I begin the race, by the way, I'm only going to use the gold that's in my stash, and I'm going to start at 0, just to make things even with the others. I don't want to farm like 10 million gold on my Barb and then use shared stash for this character. So I'm only going to use the one stash I have, and I'm going to only sell the items that I'm able to collect during my runs. So that's my plan. All right. Like I said, let's show you guys players 8. Oh, yeah, Taco Bell. I recognize this. I might have to join the next one, though. No, I want to actually join like a full Bale game. Bad Bale? No, game is full. Taco Bale? Taco Bale. Foul for 5 Ral. Okay, I need to actually find an 8-player game, and then I can actually show you guys how well this build performs in 8 players, but in pits anyway. But it might take me a second. This is the best place I was able to find where this build actually can hold its own pretty well. Yeah, because players 8 Pindle is dangerous and probably not ideal place to farm, and chaos on players 8 with this build is kinda probably not a great idea. Fuck it, okay, fine. We'll do this one and hope that they don't all leave. And that they also haven't cleared pits. Let's put on Defiance. Oh, nope. They're starting to leave now. Shit. Okay, well, I just missed it. Refresh? Come on, give me a 6-player game, man. I think all the Bale games are already full. Overall thoughts on this character, though, and I'm gonna say this, reiterate this again one more time. You know, going into this season, because I knew nothing about the FOH, it looked like a lot of fun, and it looked very strong. I will say that the fun part, yeah, it is a very fun character. Using it for myself, I must say, it is kind of fun. Really silly, but fun. And you know, it has its own merits in that it packs its own conviction. It's got stupid high amounts of defense. Now, the problem is, I said also it looks really strong. It's pretty solid for farming certain areas on players 1, or even up to about players 3. I think I've heard other people who run the FOH didn't say this too. But anything higher than players 3, or even players, maybe if you really want to push it, players 5, and then this build actually does start to struggle quite a bit in comparison to the meta characters. So yeah, like you guys know, the Hammerdin is obviously infamously overpowered for, you know, running like players 8 Hell Chaos or whatever. Well, I mean, that still holds here. Like, they're still stupid strong. Oh, one other thing. Well, yeah, let me finish my thought here. Yeah, that's basically the situation, right? Like, okay, let me run cleansing for a second. There it is, so that my work can be unamped. My mana pool is only 141 right now. When I was running Spirit, it was actually basically double that. So that was one of the drawbacks of switching out of Spirit. I don't have as much mana to mess around with, but I mean, I get a significant damages. I just thought it's interesting. I wanted to point it out because, yeah, like when I started off with Spirit, I was like, yeah, I actually get. And if I had like even 2 Spirits instead of Redeemer Storm Shield, then yeah, I'd actually have a lot of mana to work with, and then when I use Redemption, I get everything back. But otherwise, yeah, this is kind of where we're at. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so keep in mind, this is players... this is players 8, okay? Like, yeah, this is players 8. And you can see that on players 8, I can actually kill everything, although it does take quite a number of... yeah, on players 8, I can kill them. I can actually kill them quite a bit. Or I can kill them pretty easily here, but it just does take some time. You guys see, everybody has left, unfortunately, so I can't continue the rest of this run on players 8, but you guys kind of get the idea. I think these guys are still players 8 or mid. Oh, you can't tell, honestly. You can't tell. I still got to switch between Redemption and Defiance. Get my mana pulled back. You guys can see it does the job. Boom. Yeah, pretty sure that was players 8 time, but yeah, I mean, it just takes time, but it's definitely doable. And this is probably the thing I have most fun with, farming on players 7, because this is about as close to no drop 0 as I can get, and the monsters are fairly easy to kill. So very smooth runs. The main challenge is in finding players 7 games mostly. So yeah, you guys get the idea. Overall, kind of looking like a fun character to mess around with. Redemption, Phase Blade, non-superiors, involved with that. Yeah, any questions, guys? I think that's basically it for this character. This is, again, the build I'm running. Oh yeah, and then I don't think I mentioned this, but on Switch I'm using Natchez. That's kind of a given. Merc, again, I'm using whatever I was able to scrap together. Otherwise, like, the dream equipment would be Talon Mask as the helm, and then like a proper insight and like an ethereal base, ethereal elite base. Even like even if it were like, I don't know, if it were an ECV, or even like a plain elite cryptic, 4-socket cryptic axe. It doesn't matter. I just need an elite base. And like something that allowed my Merc to life leech, and with shaft stop he'd be pretty much unstoppable again. Like, I could up this if I want, it's no big deal. I could have even gotten an ethereal shaft stop, but the reason I use this one is because this is the shaft stop I found, or that I was originally using on my Barb gear, and I'm just recycling a lot of the equipment that I found or that I previously used on my Barb. This shaft stop is recycled. This base was found, this diadem was found, recycled, found, and recycled. Found, like, this I had to pay for, surprisingly. I haven't found Inferno Strides all game, or the entire time I've played. Recycled and upgraded, paid a little bit, paid, and paid. Yeah, and then recycled, right? Like, and all of these were found or recycled. Like really, I don't know. I really enjoy just like throwing together a bunch of like random equipment on a character and then making it go and work in hell. There is one caveat though to all of this. I've kept in mind that it is a purple box race at the end of the day. So I haven't actually thrown on any MF. That's the one thing I'd like to mention. Yeah, if I really wanted MF, I could socket this with P-Topaz, socket this with P-Topaz, like, I could have tried to, you know, replace some of these with MF small charms because I do have some lying around. I could maybe have gone like gold wrap here or something, you know. I could easily get at least 100 MF. Oh yeah, and Geeds. I have a Geeds lying around in my stash. I just willingly chose not to use it, right? I could throw on, you know, 100 or 200 MF if I really pushed for it. But, again, that is not the purpose of this character. You just found a 983 AR 5-socket Phaselade? Oh, shit. Yo, that's pretty decent. Damn, congrats, dude. I wonder if there is somebody who actually might be able to use that later on. Cough, cough. But I'll have to see when I start trying to buy phase blades what's available on the market. But anyway, yeah, because I don't really see any 14s or 15s. I'm gonna put it up for Vex. Okay, go for it. Good luck. Okay, guys, so that's my character for now. Hope you guys enjoyed that little demo, and I am going to spend the remaining, let's say, 30 minutes on running my Whirlwind Barb. So let's get our Barb back in. Oh, and let me actually adjust the game name. I might even be able to hit level 91 today. D2D2-run 1502, you guys. We finished off last time on 1501 and then we just kind of chilled. But we're kind of back in it to win it, and you know, we're gonna see if we can get our crazy high room here. Okay, let's go. Okay, Mighted and Fanat. That was a great start. Again, I need that grief. Hey, what's up? Yeah, how do I even say that name? ZTG Zord. Hey, ZTG Zord. Yeah, man, spin to win. That's what I like to call him. I like to call him the lawnmower, like the well. Yeah, I like to call him the lawnmower or spin to win. Both are, I think, pretty decent names. Alright, how you doing? Nice to see you. You enjoy today's remaining 30 minutes for this character. And why are they always mighted? Oh, that was scary. Let's make sure that these guys go down quick. And apparently they don't go down. At least my Merc is able to stay alive in the face of Hydras. That's pretty good. Tower Shield, I believe that's Barrett's key. Why spin with your body when you can use Hammer and make it spin? Ha! Well, that is a good point. It's because you spin with two swords, it's way cooler. That's why. 8, 10. That's basically it. I gotta get back into groove, you know? Yeah, I think we're basically done here. Forgotten how smooth the runs are. It's kind of nice to get back to this. I really enjoy Trav, honestly. Like, I mean, part of why I enjoy Trav so much is it actually does pay out really nicely. Oh, hey, one other thing I should check. Yeah, it's, I think, 72% chance for find item if I battle orders, so just double check that. Yes, it is indeed 72% chance. I'll probably get it up to 73 if I switch up my gear a little bit, but I'm quite happy with 72% chance of success on a work. Arcade man. That's matches, I believe. Or Natalia's. I think it's Natalia. Okay, what do we got? Haha, 2 defensive auras. Paladin only. 10 faster cast rate. Well, that's too bad. I already have my thing. What's the thing called? Ooh, attack rating. I already have Seraph's Hymn. I value that more. Night Lord. Ancient Shield. Useless. Tiara of Razors. You know, I was actually thinking about this the other day too, and still kind of find it interesting how I run 0 MF from Trav, but they always drop like magic items or greaters. So, you know, I would probably, if I actually actively stacked MF on this character, I wonder if I could find items like mid-level uniques quicker than even the swords could. It's just because I'm so committed to trying to find the high roots by themselves. But if I actually did stack MF at the cost of, I had to give up some of my gear for it, I guess, a little bit of my clear speed, but I do wonder if I would be able to find some good uniques here and there. I mean, I've already found some facets, but I wonder if it's been a while. By the way, how many Burr rune did you get so far? I didn't. I found 1 Jaw. Okay, I found Jaw, Cham, and Low. Okay, in that order. That's been my finds this season. I've been looking for a Burr. Okay, I wanted to self-found my Burr, but I also wanted to be able to say I made an Enigma on week 1. So I set like a hard limit on day 7 at run number 1500. So once I reached run 1500, I was like, okay, that's a good stopping point. So that's what I did. I was very happy with that. Anyway, so that's that. What else was I talking about for happy? Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. It would have been, I would definitely been happy if I actually just found Jobber outright, obviously, but, you know, can't really complain too much. Jaw Cham, right? Like, it happens. It is what it is. Just had to accept it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Okay, great. Now, regarding, like, I don't know, yeah, I don't know, like, it was just a thought I had. Like, I've seen a lot of people playing Sork, and, you know, they're getting, like, oh, right, I was gonna talk about bases, that's what it was. I actually can't find any bases in Trav, eh? You know. Like, I was thinking about it. One of the limitations about playing this character is that, yeah, like, trying to find... damn, Soul Rune, not Sir Rune. I'm waiting for it. It's gonna come. One of the big limitations for this character is that farming the council members, none of them can drop, like, white items. Not even one good base. No, they literally cannot drop bases. The council members cannot drop bases. Yeah, that's just the way their drop table works. It's only magic. Like, here, if I do my next run, you'll see what I mean. They literally can't drop any, like, plain white items. So that's one reason I was saying, I'm like, yeah, I might legit just be better off than a Sork farming council members if my goal is to get uniques and set and rares, because I just stack on a shit ton of MF, and, you know, anytime, like, look at this speed of Pylon Blade. Those are magic and rare, right? Like, you can see the rest of the run. Just trade with somebody else. Oh yeah, I mean, that's what I've been doing. I'm just pointing out that, yeah, like, if ever my goal was to find bases, this would definitely not be the place to find bases. Yeah, if I were playing, like, solo self-found, if I were playing single player, yeah, this, I would always still be Warcry Barb because I really wouldn't have any way to find my own bases easily. Although I guess I could run like Shank and Eldritch. That wouldn't be so bad. But no, seriously, like I was just trying to make like an actual like serious analysis here regarding my Trav runs. Like, yeah, one of the things that I'm missing out on that other he's conviction. Oh yes. Okay, well, let's see if I can isolate these guys first. Deal with the conviction bastard after. Okay. There it goes. Yeah. Normally I'd check him out, but I felt like it was doable, so I took it. Took my chance. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Great. Heckin' love Diablo Immortal. Actually, I mean, I know that that came out. I don't know if, like, it's the bee's knees or what, but definitely have no intention to play it myself, especially when D2R just rolled out a new ladder reset. So that's what I can say about that. Also, in getting a shit ton of gold, which I can probably throw into my shirt stash later. I've been chewing through a lot of gold just trying out my FOH pally and like dying and buying my merc back and burning through tele charges. So, you know, it's kind of refreshing to be able to refill it. Where's my mod status when I need to delete someone else's comment? Oh yeah, right. I guess it's also available on VC. Yes, I suppose mod status would be quite appropriate here, but I will, as much as I hate to say it, let it slide because, you know what? Haha. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. It's funny. It is funny. It's good though. In account is fine. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, no, I know you're joking, but yeah, I'm just saying it's by all you know, by all rights, I should just delete that comment. But gee, some folks genuinely like Diablo Immortal. I mean, fair enough. Like whatever, I don't. And if they like it, good for them. And they brought it out for PC, so it's like okay, now they can't be a laughingstock anymore. Well, still can be, of course, but not as much as before, I guess. G. 5, 6. Alrighty, so that happened. Where was I here? I prefer to pretend it doesn't exist. Yeah, me too. But again, it's like, I really don't care for Diablo Immortal. Like, memes aside or whatever, I have D2R right here. And, you know, I have something to do on D2R. I'm going to finish that, and then I'm going to go back to Slash. See, gaming on mobile is still okay, but while gaming on PC, I bet the game is going to be chaos and not smoothly as it is on mobile. I thought you said that you've been enjoying the game, which implies that you've been playing, so you would know if it's stable or not, right? I'm so hyped to see how pay-to-win that game is compared to each other. Oh, yo. I feel that, man. Yeah, lawnmower right here. Oh, yes. Best lawnmower impression ever. But anyway, yeah. That's definitely something I'm curious about for next season and upcoming seasons. Like, I remember when D2R first came out during the preseason. Yeah, like, items were not... Oh, I'm actually running low on TP schools. Yeah, just recharge that. One of the things that I found interesting about the preseason was that some bases were going for, like, you know, like Ist or Mal. Well, okay, Monarchs were going for Mal, you know? It's like, if I were playing a Jabazon, I could run Hellcows, and I could just be farming bases the first couple of days of the ladder, and that's how I would be making my money, you know? So, in future seasons, I wonder if people can still make a killing off of selling bases, since people like myself, who straight up don't have any way to get our own bases, or like same with Sorks, you know, we kind of need other people or to rely on others to do it for us. Yeah, that's all I was trying to say earlier. Gonna lurk. I'm poofed. Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much for hanging out, Ko. I'm not gonna be on for too much longer, so you've chosen a pretty decent time to kind of hop off and do your own thing. Hope you enjoyed the stream as always. Thanks for hanging out, and maybe I'll see you next time. Cheers, dude. Hardcore grinder versus rich whale credit card enjoyer. Yeah, one ad every 10 monsters you kill. 25 bucks for no ads for a month. Calling it now. You know, I should poke fun in and say, no, they're not going to go that far. But knowing Blizzard, that's actually just not beneath them. That actually does sound like something that would very well be a viable option. And I didn't realize my Murphy was dying, or that my Murphy actually had died there. Whoopsies.
I can't.
Aha. What the? Okay. That is uncalled for, dude. That's actually uncalled for. I didn't realize that there were two of them alive still. I thought it was just one. There you go. And the other one, just...
I can't.
There we go. Okay. I almost died there. I was like 100 life. That would have been such an embarrassing death. Holy gee. Also makes me wonder, at some point I want to respec my character and dump the rest of the points into get more points into strength from Vit. If I do that, then I might actually be dying a lot more, because I might actually get melted by the... Well, I mean, I play my health bar pretty like... I don't really pay much attention to my health bar unless I'm like well under like a third. So I guess even if I bring my health down to like 2,500 or 2,000, I'll just play accordingly. I guess, I don't know, I'll have to see. But yeah, I have to decide how many points out of Vit I want to put into Dex and Strength when I do my next and probably final respec. But yeah, it really rocks having so much extra strength. Especially when I'm going to get my whole briefs. Circle it. You know something? I should actually start picking up these TP scrolls so that I no longer have to keep mass replenishing them from what's her name? Jamela. Totally don't know why I didn't think of that sooner. That might actually help me speed up my runs. So let's carry on here. Probably only going to be able to do a total of about 50 runs today, and that's going to be my stopping point, but that's okay. 49 runs, I guess. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Small charm. Getting 2, 3 high runes a day is not bad, though, ZTG Zord says. I don't know what you mean getting 2 to 3 high runes a day. Who's getting 2 to 3 high runes a day? It's certainly not me. I've gotten... Well, I mean, let's do the math here, right? I've gotten 3 high runes in about 1,500 runs so far. Now, if you want to be generous and put it, like, let's say I found another high rune, and then we could say, like, it's, like, closer to, like, 1 in 400 on average, right? Like, just looking at the numbers, which, you know, I mean, RNG is RNG at the end of the day, you can always screw, right? That's always a disclaimer. But let's just say 1 in 400. It's like, how many runs are you really doing in a day? 400 runs, assuming that they go, like, let's say 40 seconds each, which is a very, again, a very generous estimate. That's like, what? 40 seconds each times 400 runs. That's 16,000 seconds divided by 60. That's about 5 hours. 5 hours of non-stop trav running that you have to do. So If we're doing like, if we're finding like, if in a day we do like maybe 100, well, you know, 10 hours a day, then you can maybe get 2 high runes a day with that math, right? But otherwise, that's like probably the best case scenario realistically. Like, yeah, you could grind out 20-hour days like Tio, but I mean, if you're a human, 2 to 3 high runes is about as much as you can really hope for, honestly. Or, you know, even fewer than 2 to 3 high runes is probably about as much as you can get. Not including loading times or swapping games. You're right, yes. I'm not even factoring that in any of that. Like, I'm just saying in the absolute best case scenario, not factoring in any of those things that you mentioned, which are perfectly valid things to bring up, right? Then yeah, you're maybe pushing like 1 in 5 hours if we kind of like go with 1 in 400, right? But yeah, like you said, if we include load times or swapping games, that part of the 40 seconds, you can run 12 hours and drop nothing too. Yeah, exactly. Or you can run, you know, 30 minutes and find Joss or Burr and Low, for example. It's all a matter of RNG. But yeah, if you're looking for some kind of like averages or whatever, then yeah, like hypothetically, you can kind of go off of those numbers that I just gave. Unless you have your own that you want to use, right? Because I'm certainly not getting a high rune 1 in every 100 Travs or anything crazy like that. Even on Slash, I'd be very hard pressed to encounter 1 in a couple hundred. So that's what I can say about that. I thought that was Green Dude from Path of Diablo. I want to complain about something that's not him. Huh? Oh, no, that's definitely not the Green Dude. That's Green Cable. I definitely don't get it twisted. One is a longtime member of this community whose company I really enjoy, and the other guy is a dude who basically told me to fuck off after I tried to help him out with the martial arts assassin. Anyway, yeah, so part of the 40 seconds. So that's a really good question, Seth. Okay, so honestly, that 40 seconds wasn't factoring in load times and swapping games, okay? That is just 40 seconds on a run. But you know what? Honestly, like, my record for a Trav run on single player is 18 seconds, okay? 18 seconds. So, with that in mind, if we include load times and like going between games, like you could theoretically push about 30 seconds. How do I zoom again? I think it's this one. Yeah, you could hypothetically push about 30-second runs if you're playing at like absolute max efficiency. But that's like, I just don't really think that... Anyway, you get the idea. You know me on Discord because I've always came up with the same complaint for like 2 years. Oh yeah, what's your complaint? That's funny. You're actually just pestering the poor dude over and over. Hey, home, what do we need to finish? Good question. I'll talk about that in a second. But what I will say before that is I'm only going to be doing another maybe 30 runs at the most because I got to get going pretty soon. I just wanted to actually get some Trav runs in before I head out. And I also spent a good chunk of my time trying to go over my build. Hey, you look, you know, great. Who knows? With any luck, maybe it'll be an SOJ. I'm gonna guess Ravenfrost though. I haven't found enough Ravenfrost this season, so I'm bound to have my luck shape up. Oh, by the way, speaking of speaking of uniques, I actually found another failed unique spiderweb sash the other day while trying to rush Cope. So, yeah, another almost a Rax that didn't quite make it, sadly, just because I'm not in the right area. 3% BK. Ooh, that's ambitious. I'd take a BK. I'd take SOJ as well, but it's probably going to be Ravenfrost. Aha! It's actually a near perfect Ravenfrost. So let me put that in here, and that is a 248 AR, 19 Dex Ravenfrost. And this was run number 1522. So Hom was asking, what do we need to finish? That is a very good question. So what we need to finish is... Well, we need a few things. Dual Grief. Dual grief is the main one. Honestly, if I get dual griefs, I could make the case that this character is basically done, to tell you the truth. Because originally the way this build was supposed to look is on Switch, I'm supposed to have dual Hodo, with Arachnid Sash and like an FCR ring. But, and then of course I gotta socket this with a Chem instead of an Ort. But the problem with me going dual Hodo is I lose out on a lot of mana. Like my mana will go, my mana pool will go way down if I get rid of these. Yeah, like, yeah, I basically won't be able to teleport at all anymore. It's gonna be great. So I'm a little reluctant to give those up. And then of course, if I put on Arachnids, I don't get a dual Leech belt, which also means that I'm gonna need to make up that dual Leech and maybe FCR somewhere else, which is gonna be Angelic. And what that means is I'm gonna lose out on a lot of attack rating if I sub out one of these rings. So yeah, I might just stick with dual Spirit and say my build's done once I get dual Griefs, but I haven't fully decided yet. So that's kind of where I'm sitting with all of this. I thought 1 Grief plus Broken Roland Sword. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of just abusing random bugs in the game. And again, I think that your guy said that it might have been patched, right? And I haven't really figured that out. Either way, even if it's patched, unpatched, me wanting to not, or me not wanting to abuse bugs, like, I would like to see this build to its actual completion, not, you know, not missing a sword just for the sake of... No, he said it works for... He said it works for Whirlwind, just not any other skill. Okay, that's fine, I guess. I mean, I don't care much for it either way. Like, whether it works, whether it doesn't work, at the end of the day, I still would like to finish the character and have every item necessary for it. Because that's my goal, or that is my goal, to actually properly finish the character and not, you know, abuse a bug just to, just to finish out my character. Psych says works for me. Oh yeah. All right. Well, there you have it. So yeah, again, we can assume, like let's just assume that it works. Well, yeah, I'd still want to get the dual griefs. You still wear 3-piece Angelic? Yeah, I do. I like having 3-piece Angelic, Angelic Amulet with 2 Angelic Rings, because then I can actually wear my G-Face, which gives me my attack rating, so, or which gives me my CB and Deadly Strike. Ah, Tiara. No more High Lords? Yes, so that, I was actually talking about this earlier. I'm glad that you brought this up, because this is a very interesting point to make. So, when I subbed out Enigma, I lost out on a lot of, well, I actually had to trade out my High Lords for it so I could maintain my attack rating. Yes, I don't have High Lords anymore, unfortunately, which means my damage has gone down, as compared to before by like a little bit. Which is why I was saying a little earlier, I'm like, okay, I have this build here, and it's been, I mean, I was able to say that I built a week 1 Enigma, but to tell you the truth, I think that it would have been more beneficial overall for what I'm doing if I had actually just kept the Angelic armor and then traded out my Jaw for 2 Griefs a long time ago. Yeah, if I'm being completely honest, that would have made my runs way quicker, and I wouldn't have had to trade out my High Lords if I did that. However, the drawback, if I had done that, is I wouldn't have been able to say I got a week 1 Enigma, and so I don't really regret my decision. I'm just pointing out that, yeah, like in terms of priorities, if I were to do this again and my goal were just to min-max for Trav specifically, yeah, I 100% would have gone dual griefs with High Lords, because, yeah, then I'd just absolutely butcher these guys. I'd have, like, crazy high Deadly Strike, I'd have crazy high attack rating, and, well, I mean, yeah, like, that's basically it. Like, this, I would be shitting on Trav, like, super hard. Will you wake up at 7 a.m. tomorrow for next Declone Walk in Asia? Oh, I appreciate the heads up. I didn't even know that there was going to be such a walk. Let me think about this for a second. To be quite honest with you, Hey, Fever. Is angelic armor a legit top 5 Barb armor overall? That is a very good question. I wouldn't dare to answer it because I'm not like super knowledgeable on like, you know, what makes a good Barb. I just have a specific Barb build that works for what I'm trying to do, but I don't know how many people would agree that, yeah, it's a great idea to throw on, you know, get Frost Nova on an amulet, but anyway. I don't know how many people would agree with that assessment that, yeah, I'd use angelic armor of all things. Especially because on D2R, you can upgrade angelic armor now as compared to the base game. I don't know how many people have been taking that, using that to their advantage. Upped angelic armor underrated. I may try it later. Oh, yeah, no, it's... Yo, this shit slaps, bro. Like, it actually slaps. Even in the base game, like, I was using it without the higher defense, and of course, what that means is you lose out on a lot of defense, so monsters are more prone to hitting you, but you can actually hit them really nicely. I've used this a few times with my like martial arts assassin and a few other of my other goofball builds. But anyway, point is, it's definitely worth a shot. I would say, if you ask me. Okay. On the topic of Diablo clone event, there is a planned Diablo E2. So Sumis on YouTube. Okay. So Sumis? Is that a... Alright. This is for softcore ladder. The region is not confirmed. This will probably be Asia. Stream will confirm the server prior to the walk time. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I already have a spare Annihilus lying around from last night's walk. I wasn't streaming, but I was able to kind of like sit in the game and then clear it, and then clear Koz, and then go to wherever it was I needed to go. But, to like 7 a.m., like, to PST, it would be 7 a.m. Pacific. I don't know. I'll have to think about it, I appreciate you letting me know about it, but I'm like, do I really want to wake up at 7 a.m. just to get my Annihilus? Like, it seems kind of, to be completely honest with you, that doesn't really seem like a very good use of my time, because, like, I don't like to trade out Annihiluses anyway. I like to give them out to other people who actually need them on this stream. And I'm like, if that's what I'm going to do with it, then why the hell do I need more Annihiluses? I already have one on this character. I specifically don't want one on my Pally because I'm trying to keep it like budget to the point where anyone can build it. And I have a spare Annihilus lying around in my stash, so I'm like, I'm pretty set. Like, I could. I had to think about it, but the probably I'm not gonna sacrifice however many hours of sleep just to go and do that. I know you're, there's another plan for 4 p.m. on SAT, so values are going to go way down way quick. Well, again, I'm not trying to sell Annihiluses, so that doesn't really impact me. I like to hoard Annihiluses for the people who need them. That's it. That's the only reason. And I'm like, that selflessness is not something I would want to sack my sleep for. Like, if it, like, I could also just leave my, well, I mean, I could just leave my PC on, but also it's kind of like, I don't like doing that, personally. I just shut it off if I'm not using it. Hey, Wildchester, it's good to see you. How you doing, man? I'm doing alright. Thanks for asking. I don't think I'm going to be on for too long. But it is very good to see you. I hope you've been having a fantastic day so far. And, yeah, I'm actually just doing my runs of Trav. I wanted to get a couple runs in before I head out for the evening, so buckle up. Hope you enjoy the remaining Trav runs. I spent the first half of today's stream kind of talking about the progress for my characters, kind of some thoughts I've had recently, and how my FOH Pally is looking, or my high defense Paladin. I don't know. I need to give it a name. Immortal Knight, I think was the name I gave for it. But obviously... Oh. Come on, just dial in. This is why I need channel, dude. 4, 5, 6. Remember when I told you I'd invest into Poison Necro? I actually decided to invest into a Barb to do some trap myself. Yo, that's awesome. I wonder if my many runs were any kind of inspiration to you. I imagine it would have been. So glad you decided to hop on the Trav train right here. That's a nice name. I've coined that one. That's what I'm gonna call it from now on. The Trav train. It's got a nice. It will start with T. Barb is best, lols. That's like no joke. Like low key, Barb is like goated. Like I legit went to Macro Big Boy's stream earlier, and then somebody asked him, "Oh, what's the best Barb or what's the best ladder starter?" And he was like, "Sork." And I'm like, hey. Gotta keep our secrets under wraps here, guys. It's another reason I like to stay low key here. You know, gotta keep the tricks of the trade under wraps. Don't let them know. Barb is super strong. It's between you guys and me, okay? Alright, I just stop whispering now. Yeah. So, who's the streamer? See, you posted. There's your stream. Actually got insanely lucky. Really? Okay. How did your luck go? Well, what has happened today? I'm in full support of you being extremely lucky. So let's hear it. 555 runs in, Jaw, Sir, Tulo, Gultal, Ami, and Drax. Oh, dude, that right there is the luck I was looking for. That's it right there. That is it right there. Dude, take off the Gull, take out the Talami, take out the Drax. Okay, legit. You know, when I started this season, I said, oh, I would like to self-find my own Enigma, right? That's what I said. I found the Jaw, I found Cham, I found Low. I didn't find, like, you Jaw, Sir, too low. Dude, you have cube value on Enigma just off of that alone. If I open up my first 4 days of the season on, well, I mean, I think I did, like, on day 5, I think I managed to get, like, managed to make it well past 500 by that point. Like, if I had that luck, oh, dude, I would have been able to just tell you guys, yep, I'm cubing up for my own Enigma. That's how fucking good I am, you know? Like, oh, that's wild. And I know that Loken is, like, more or less equivalent to Sir, but I would have done it just so I could say I got cube value and I cubed up for my own Enigma, like, straight up self-found Enigma. That's a good question. Where does my Mono Leech Life Leech come from? Right here? This is where I get my Mono Leech Life Leech, man. Yeah. No joke. That's part of... Yeah, that's one of the things I was trying to figure out. I'm like, where can I get some Mono Life Leech? Done. Yeah, already had Enigma, so my Barb is stacked now. Dual Griefs, Enigma. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot. Yeah, no worries, my dude. Like, it's hard to keep track of everything, but I'm telling you, like, this freaking Wilhelm's Pride, oh, mwah, goated. It allows me to get everything I need. Well, I mean, obviously, like, the trade-off is I can't use Arax on that slot, so I don't get as much FCR and plus the all skills, but I can live with that. You know what? I'm actually pretty happy with where my character's at. And it's not even just like I'm too lazy to farm the high ranks. I'm just like, okay, like there's some problems. Like there's some trade-offs I'm gonna have to make. And with dual Hodos, yeah, I'm probably going to be missing out on quite a bit here. Anyway. Yeah, okay. Jewel. Dual Griefs, Enigma, 2 Hodos on Switch, Annie. Dude, that's crazy. You have my Barb. You like legit, you have my dream Barb right there. 2 Hodos on Switch, Torch, etc. 75% item find. Oh, gee. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, you legit made my dream barbarian right there. Like, you're what I want to be. Like, right now, bro. Like actually, what the hell? Imagine not using Hands of Brock. Yeah, that's true. Oh, hey, by the way, that's easy. But, yeah, Hand of Brock is actually an available option, too. But, of course, you add Laying of Hands for it. And you get so much damage from Laying of Hands if you're running Trav. But I know ZZ's saying that in jest, but... Obviously, yeah, if you're running something that doesn't have many demon-type monsters, and you know, have a different way of building your character, Hand of Brock could be an available option. No joke. Okay. Yeah, Fever was saying, you think the percent damage to mana from Angelics would suffice even without any Mono Leech? That is a good question. I totally didn't even think about that. That's a tough one. I don't know. I take a lot of damage. Honestly, I feel like it would be. If it's damage taken goes to mana and it's affected by like... Well, I mean, most of the damage I'm taking is going to be physical damage. I don't think it's going to be elemental damage that does me in unless it's a trifecta, so... the trifecta of enchants. So, like... Yeah, even like 10% damage goes to mana. Like, if I take 1,000, you know, that goes to mana. I don't know. 100 mana, Whirlwind costs 25... How much is it? How much damage to mana? And then String of Ears would work instead of Wilhelm's. Just a thought? Ooh. Well, I had a String of Ears. I would actually try it right here, right now, but... I mean, I remember using String of Ears a while back, and I definitely wasn't regenning quickly enough. Which is one of the reasons I just switched to Wilhelm's, but... I could try it. I'm just a little lazy to switch over right now, because it's in use by my pally. I'm gonna try it. Give me a second. Let me do it after this run. I'll do it. I'll stop being lazy for once, and I'll actually give this spin. Yeah, I got inspired by you, to be honest. Okay, cool. I mean, I don't like to take... I don't want to be that guy who's like... I mean, that you're inspired by me. I'm great, or I'm glad. Like yeah. I mean, straight up. The fact that you're using my... kind of like my idea, the build that I want to make, that I'm trying to make, that's pretty awesome, and that, you know, you're having so much success with it also kind of means that this build that I was tempted to make would work in theory if I tried to make it, I guess. So, all in all, good for you. I just don't want to be that guy who is like, oh yeah, you know, you basically took my idea and maybe it was your idea, I don't know, right? Like, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to me too much if, you know, you got inspiration from me, or you came up with this build yourself, or what. The fact of the matter is, you straight up built this character, and it kicks ass, and this is the same character I'm trying to make, so it kind of works out for me. Hey, Marahum! Wow! It's, woo! That's what I'm talking about. Yo, what up? Coming at you with my very first self-built PC. Kudos to you. I'm happy to hear that your PC is... working nice and damage. Wait, why String of Ears? What? I was gonna get. Let's see. Hold on. Percent damage to mana is enough. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're basically saying I should take my. You're not telling me I should. Wait, why would String of Ears work? This doesn't have damage. Damage taking goes to mana. Unless you're not talking about String of Ears, are you? You're talking about Night Smoke. You're talking about Night Smoke. Thanks, man. It's super gorgeous and super quiet. It doesn't even drown out my tinnitus. Oh, really? Yo, that's awesome. You know, loud computers have never bothered me, but certainly the kind of trying to play on a computer that's just better, oh, night and day difference, let me tell you. Okay, guys, I'm going to draw the hard limit at run number 1,550, okay? So, let's just wrap things up here. Yeah, Mara, I'm sorry, and Wildchester as well, I know you guys are coming in, just settling in, and it's an IO rune. I was hoping it was a low rune. It's always 2 letters, I'm telling you guys, but again, I just wanted to get some runs in before I hopped off for the day, so... Yeah, that's kind of my goal here. Okay, so let's see. I don't think I have a Night Smoke, though. Maybe I do. I'll have to check. Yeah, maybe Night Smoke. You talking about, doesn't your Angelic have DTM? Oh, seriously? Does it? Which Angelic? Which Angelics? This? Oh! Oh, this thing. Why would I use String of Ears, though? Why would I use String of Ears over Wilhelm's? Unless we're talking Rax. Yeah, why... that's true. I didn't even ever pay attention to that. I always just treat it as the AR stick. My bad. Am I just wearing string for the DR? I guess I could... If that's the case, then what I could even do Let's just throw on some other shitty belt. Okay, let's try this. Boom. Let's see if this is enough. I'm wondering if you actually need the mana that the Wilhelm provides. I think I do, but I tell you what. Let me throw on T-Gods, okay? T-Gods should settle it. Because with T-Gods, I get no leech. And I get a bit of absorb. That might help keep me alive. But you can actually see for ourselves if just how much of a difference Angelic will make. So I'm going to just go in, spin to win, and we'll see if I can survive off of damage taken with mana alone. I mean, I'm not taking any damage for some reason. Ooh. Is it because I got T-Gods? Is that why? Doesn't make any sense. I had to pop a mana potion there, by the way. Yeah, I'm not really taking, like, that much damage. Okay, well, I mean, everything's dead now, but let me try again. Let me try again on the next run. I'm good to give it a shot. Like, I'm not... You know, we're in theory crafting mode here. I could try to throw on Night Smoke, but I legit don't even feel like I'm getting any mana from this. You're right, Angelic doesn't look to be enough. Like, okay, here, let me see. Okay, well, let's try Night Smoke, okay? If I throw on Night Smoke, if that allows me to do my thing better, then great. But I actually don't think it would make that much of a difference, to be quite honest. Give me a second. Uniques, yes, and Night Smoke. I don't have a Night Smoke. How is this possible? Yo, this season, man, I haven't found any Ravenfrosts, and I don't think I found any Night Smokes except for... Yeah, no, I legit don't think I found any Night Smokes. Maybe it's just because I have no MF for some shit. Maybe I'll throw this up. Hey, Mr. Vajad, I had a nice break since Enigma. Yes. Yes. And I'm here now to... yeah, this character doesn't have it either. I'm here to finish what I started. I am here to finish what I started. You know, like my Barb, I built my Enigma. I was very happy with where I left off, but now it's time to finish the build once and for all. As you guys know, I am one step away from... Well, not one step away. I still need to get 2 griefs, so, you know, I got a whiles to go. But I'm on run... Well, yeah, that's basically it. All right, I'm almost... Like, I have Enigma, so now the next thing I need to get is dual grief, and then I have to decide whether or not I want to go any further than that. Like, I could go dual Hodo with an Arachnid Sash, but again, if I make that switch, then it does have its drawbacks. So I really need to give that some thought, maybe play around with Hero Editor, and then decide not so much how expensive I want my character to be, although that's certainly going to be a factor that I need to consider, but also how well I want the build to play, or, you know, maybe the dual Hodos I'll decide is going to be better, but, you know, during my preliminary testing, I definitely think it's a concern that I need to address, so that's kind of where I feel. I would suggest going HC after this project. Hey, I respect the suggestion. I actually considered it, but I don't know if I want to. I go hardcore, and then I do what? Build a Barb that... Like, I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, hardcore actually sounds like it could be fun, right? I'll build a character in hardcore, maybe a Barb, and then kind of see how far I get. And then I thought about it, and I'm like... The problem with me doing that is, like, if I die, then what happens, right? I'll get super angry. And then I have to kind of, like, build up my character from scratch again. I have to, like, go through the leveling process. I have to, you know, spend a day or two on... Like, I just don't think it's something that I want to do. That's what it really boils down to. I don't like the sound of, oh, I'm gonna like re-level a new character, gonna try to re-gear everything, or maybe oh, if I die, then I just quit, right? Like, I could do that, but I just kind of don't want to. I don't want to like quit because I've died, and I also don't want to have to start over from scratch just because I've died, like completely from scratch. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little concerned about that, and that's kind of the point of hardcore. That's what hardcore is for. But I don't really want to do that. Yes, exactly. Ripping a character gives a total new dimension to this game. Yes, I get it. It does give a whole new dimension to this game, which is, whoa. Hold on a sec. I gotta isolate this guy. Once you go hardcore, you never go back. Hey, I respect it. The question is, do I want to even start? And it's a fair thing to bring up. Like, oh yeah, maybe you should try hardcore. Hey, I totally get it. But I also hope that you can respect my decision if, you know, like, it's on the table. It's not like, oh, I'm never gonna do it, but it's definitely something that if I were to do it, I need to give it like a genuine amount of like thought, right? But you're right, it does give a whole new dimension when I have to factor in like survivability equipment on my character and also where to farm, because right now I'm running my barbarian, right? And I'm running my barbarian with a lot of plus damage equipment, but if I were to run, say, my paladin, which has 25,000 defense, like survivability is going to be more important there. Or like when I made my Warcry Barb, I tossed a bunch of points into energy because I could afford to. Even if I die, it's not a big deal. If I were playing on hardcore, I would probably stack max res. I would go like max out vitality. I don't know if I'd actually even be farming Trav, to be quite honest. So there's a lot of things I'd have to reconsider in my playstyle, like all in all. So, yeah, even down to what character I use and what build I use. That's another problem too, by the way. One of the other issues I have with playing hardcore is if I were to play hardcore, I definitely feel like there's going to be certain certain builds that I want to use that I'm kind of limited on. Like, right now I'm running Whirlwind Barb. That's fine, but let's say like I want to make like a martial arts assassin or a Blade Fury assassin or like a Valkyrie Zon or something, right? Like, for hardcore, you know, it's kind of shitty to like try and play weaker builds and then get punished with like permadeath just because like, you know, I can't access like really good gear since, you know, I'm using I have no other words to put it, a weaker character. So there's a lot of stuff. Your defensive playing softcore because your attention goes to chat is valid. See, that's another problem too, that I didn't even address, right? Like, but that's because I was even looking at it in terms of, okay, what if I want to play hardcore? Like, not even looking at like, what if I want to stream hardcore for you guys? And I'm talking about like, if I myself were to play hardcore tomorrow, right? Is this something I really want to deal with? And the answer is, at least right now, no. And it pains me to say this because I actually genuinely gave it a lot of thought just the other day. I was actually thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, it could be fun. But you get the idea. It can be frustrating, I agree. And don't get me wrong, you guys get a very tame D2, okay? You guys get a very, very tame D2. Sometimes I'll like get frustrated, get angry. I'll like curse at you guys here and there if you're particularly annoying. But like you guys have never really seen me go like super toxic. And I feel like if I went hardcore, like maybe you guys would enjoy that as a spectacle, but personally I am not the biggest fan of unleashing the beast, you know? So there's a lot of stuff there. I mean, you can say that, oh yeah, excuses, but simple reality is, at the end of the day, it matters the most how I feel about playing in hardcore, and this is how I feel about playing hardcore. And then beyond all of those things, as as Fever pointed out, that's not even factoring in that I do my streams for you guys. And I usually have my attention split between doing my runs and talking with you guys, right? Like, I like to be able to just kind of chat and chill and just play the game. And if I die, then I die. Like, but I'm still having fun just farming. I like Loot Box Simulator. And I kind of enjoy my interaction with you guys and being able to do this. But if I were to play hardcore, I definitely need to give a lot more attention and focus to the game. I don't really think I have the capacity for that, to tell you the truth. So there's like a number of different things there. And the one real upside is, well, the two upsides is that I have to give some, I have to give some considerations on how I build my character. That's one kind of cool upside. And the other upside is that I have to play more carefully, and that kind of difference in playstyle might be interesting for you guys to watch. But aside from that, I don't really have any concrete reason to ever play hardcore. That's the honest truth, I would say. And yeah, that's just kind of how I see it. Too many downsides and only two upsides. SC is much more relaxed. Yes, that's really the key phrase, and more on that in a second because I want to actually address the remaining comments before I head out here because I only have 5 more runs to go. So yeah, like I got inspired by you, to be honest. Marahum, I'm so glad to hear that you got your self-made PC though, dude. Let me know how it goes. Like next time I'll be streaming probably is gonna be like. I'm just thinking here. Probably not tomorrow. Probably. I'm hoping for Monday. No, I can't do Monday. Tuesday, tentatively. Yeah, I'll try for Tuesday, or maybe I'll try one of the evenings. I don't know. I might try to do like a late night stream for once. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about it, but it's hard to make time these days to get a good stream going. But I really want to know how your thing goes, Marahum, your computer, and how. What you're able to do with it, because getting a new PC, take it from me, is like opening up a whole new world. Psyched was saying I was going to get Enigma, but I opted in getting a light sword going, just wanted to enjoy the game, and Enigma isn't enjoying the game? Your Wildchester was saying your idea of stacking Warcry skills is actually brilliant. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. You'd struggle a lot more to do that in hardcore, because in hardcore I think they go for Gull each, but yeah, aside from that, yeah, it's pretty solid. In softcore, no one cares about Warcry skillers, so the fact that you can stack Warcry skillers and just max out on like fine item percentage and also battle orders, I think it was a pretty clever idea. The one trade-off though is that you can't with the Warcry skillers you can't really get many max damage, attack rating, and life small charms. That's the one drawback. But aside from that, you're good. Just bought pull for each bot 6. Oh, dude, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that'll do it. Bought 6. Yeah, no, I mean, I bought them at each early ladder, but yeah, if I waited even like a few days, then yeah, like they straight up devalued a pull. Not many people make Barbs. I know, I heard so many people saying that they were going to try for Barb, but I guess at the end of the day, VNet is always going to be dominated by Sorks, which is fine. I mean, well, more Barb gear for me, but yeah. Just was expecting the Warcry skillers to go for a lot more, but I went for dirt, so I'm like, alright. There's a lot of stuff, right? Like things like, oh, just farm DKs to get your, like, early ladder. Like in your case, you just had pulls lying around, so you're good, but early ladder just farm 6 DKs for 6 Warcry skillers. Why the hell not? You know, no drawback to playing this stupid, silly build, I swear. Anyway. Yeah, I just got inspired and looked up a lot of guides, etc. I'm just missing Cannot Be Frozen. Don't want to use Ravenfrost. I'm personally using up Gold Wrap or String of Ears. I don't want to use Ravenfrost. Okay, fair enough. Have you chammed your G-Face? I mean, I assume that that's what you have, right, Wildchester? Yeah, cham is the one thing it sounds like you're missing there. That's sounds like the least of your concerns. There's people who would pay you to get that cham off their hands. Anyway. Instead of going HC, just wait for slash. Just wait for slash or next D2R reset. Don't burn yourself out too. I mean, I'll do whatever I end up deciding for myself at the end of the day, right? But like, this is kind of where I sit with regards to the with resets. When I'm done this character, my next focus. Or my concurrent focus, I'm not really sure which yet, is going to be on my max defense paladin. You've seen it, right, Wildchester? I mean, you heard that I was going on this race. Like, the spy and myself, we're trying to do like a high, like max defense characters, and then we're just trying to like with killing power, and then we're just going to try to do like a race to get a high rim with those characters and see who comes out on top. That's basically the premise. Ah, damn it, Ort runes all around, but no, there don't seem to be any, Om runes. But yeah. Yes. Shadow Disciplines, okay, great. Instead of going hardcore, so yeah, like I said, right, for slash, if the idea of going hardcore is something that I would reserve for a different season. I wasn't thinking about, oh yeah, I'm gonna finish this Barb and then I'm gonna switch to hardcore. No, no. And when I'm done this character, I'm sorry, guys. I hate to break the news to you, but I'm probably gonna be like done for the season. I might like run some bail runs on my off time, like off stream, but I'm not gonna like. I'm not going to, you know, actively play the game as much once I finish this character. I'm not going to like stream all the time. I'm not going to do 12-hour streams. You guys know the drill. But what I will say... okay, let me just finish my thoughts here, and I got a jet, but... yeah, what I will say is it would be interesting to start off a season on hardcore, where I just run my, you know, I run my character, whatever character well, I don't know, I had to think about it. I don't know what I would want to start off with on hardcore, honestly. Like, Barb sounds really tempting because I can actually spam high runes and I'd be the richest person on the block. But that's only if I survive. That's the disclaimer and the very big keywords there in big bold letters. Yeah, because I'm obviously going to have to... Your name is literally D2. That's true, it's D2 D2, but it was supposed to be Dota 2 and Diablo 2, but unfortunately that didn't quite pan out. Gonna make some more tutorials in that downtime. Those are pretty realistic. No. I don't know if I'm ever gonna really be making any more YouTube videos. I'm actually tempted to do a build highlight, but I told myself I wouldn't try to make any D2R content. There's already enough D2R content floating around on the market from Dubrunski and all the other 30,000 people who got in on D2R and are kind of getting in on making content now that D2R's been released. I don't know if I'm necessary anymore, or if my content's required whatsoever in the community. And that's only one of the reasons. The other one is just straight up well, there's a few reasons, but I kind of just don't feel like it these days. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys here and doing these silly, you know, however many runs, but at the end of the day, I don't know if I want to go any further. Those tutorials are total crap. Well, that's refreshing to hear, I suppose, Vijade. Although... I'm so sorry, you guys. I really got a jet here, so I don't want to... I'd love to chat with you guys more. I really do, but I've set myself some plans, and I'm already going to be late. I just wanted to commit to 15:50, and I was chatting with you guys, and I was having so much fun. Always a pleasure to hang out and talk to you guys, for sure. You guys make my day, absolutely. Unfortunately, though, like I said, I don't know when the next time I'll see all you guys is going to be. Marahum, a pleasure. It's good to see you. I really mean it. Really happy to see you. Glad to hear about your new computer. Hope you have a good one. Hope you enjoy your computer, and I hope to see you soon. Next time, hopefully. Okay, so just finishing the last two things again. Wildchester, I hope you're still around. Just wrapping this up. Hardcore. If I were to do hardcore, I would do it next D2R season. If I ever do another D2R season, that's even up in the air. I don't know if I'd do another D2R season. And if I were to do a D2R season, I don't know if I'd do it on stream. Waiting for Slash. I was already gonna wait for Slash either way. That was you know, on the table. I already have an idea as to what I want to play, but maybe I'll save that discussion for next stream. Otherwise, I'll go on and on about it. And yeah, like, yeah, hardcore's on the table. It's on the table. I thought about it. The answer is usually no, because the pros vastly outweigh the cons. But hey, I'm telling you, like, I'm not trying to get you guys' hopes up, but I'm saying maybe one day I'll cave in and I'll be like, all right, I'll give it a shot. Maybe I'll like it. Who knows, right? Anything can happen. I must say, anything can happen. But yeah, like you said, also, I wouldn't want to burn out. And, you know, permadeath is a very quick way to burn myself out. And I'm glad that Vijade, that you can see my perspective and you're not just like this guy who's like, oh, you should play hardcore. You should play hardcore, man. Software's boring. What are you doing? Because I've had people like that before, and it's, you know, it's a very civil discussion. I'm glad you guys can at least understand where I'm coming from. And respect that. That actually does mean a lot to me, as, you know, you guys are like longtime members of my community, and, you know, I hate saying no to you guys on this, but obviously it's like I gotta look out for myself here, and those are just things that I just don't see myself having fun with at the moment. Or, I mean, I have fun with it, but it would be very frustrating. But like you said, SC is much more relaxed. Trapson is very amusing as a hardcore starter. Okay, let me give that one some thought. Trapson does sound like it could be a lot of fun as a starter, but I also don't want to have to feel forced into a meta starter, you know. So far, you're the... Yeah, have a good night. Yeah, you too, Hom. Thanks again for the heads up on Asia server. I'll probably skip out on... Or I'll probably pass for tomorrow, but I'll think about it tonight. Have a nice one, buddy. Yeah, you too, Walchester. Always a pleasure to see you, man. Good night. Too bad I was here for just 50 minutes. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Screw that purist mentality. Hey, dude, I admire that. I admire that you don't have that purist mentality, because you know, I've had people who have that, and that's annoying to deal with. But you know, you can actually see kind of where I'm coming from too. Excuses, like my excuses or not, it's like you can kind of like you'd be like, okay, well, yeah, it's true that it can be frustrating. Which already I'm like, yeah, that's I don't know. I'm I like that. I really do. But yeah, I'm sorry. I definitely would have loved to chat with you for another hour, 2 hours, whatever. But I actually do have to go. Otherwise, I would have loved to hang out with you guys for a lot longer. You know. Last thing, tutorials. Was the only one suggesting 3-tier runes and a helmet for Zon. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what other like tutorials I'd put out though. I put out those 6 videos because those were the videos I knew I wanted to get out there. You need to get the word out there that you could start off with those meta characters, right? Or well, I mean those alternatives. But I'm not. I don't know if I can really. You know, that's really about it. I don't know if I have any other videos that I would want to put out, especially not for D2R, I guess. I don't know. You know what? I'll save that discussion for another time. Maybe if you come here next time, Vajad, I'll tell you more about why I don't want to do tutorial. If you care for it, then I'll tell you more about, like, I'll talk about my thoughts on making tutorials and just content in D2R, because that's always something I have an opinion about. So, all right, guys, a pleasure. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Hope you guys enjoy the stream as always. I'm gonna host the Nevik or Wonder Puppy. I'll host Wonder Puppy. You provide an entrance to some deeper understanding of this game. Oh, yo, those are very kind words. Those are very kind and very strong words, because, yeah, I feel like you're giving me too much credit. Like, I definitely put a lot of information out there that's a little bit more obscure, but, yeah, no, that you see my content that way means a lot to me, because I did put a lot of time and thought and effort into making it, even though it's not the flashiest content out there, man. The meta crap big YouTubers, yeah. Nice to see you, Mr. G2. Yeah, you too. Seth, thanks again for hanging out, guys. You have a good night. Yeah, you too, Vajad. I hope you have a fantastic, you know, weekend, and I hope to see you guys next week. All right. Take it easy, guys. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Hope you all enjoyed watching. This is D2D2, signing out.